That's Matt Stinchcomb. I'm Taylor Zarzer. Welcome to Kyle Field. We are your favorite 7 overtime crew. We're not expecting that today. You'll see Alyssa Lang in just a little bit. Texas A&M looked strong in the opener last week against UTSA.
Yeah, they did, and I think they have to be really pleased with some of the new weaponry they have, specifically on the offensive side of the football. Some things to clean up defensively for sure, but there was a lot of laser light shows in that passing game that I think many were anticipating.
Let's talk about Marcel Reed, the quarterback for the Aggies, a true dual threat who looked terrific last week and in parts of last season too.
You know, a guy that I think has been largely overlooked given his contributions a season ago. Got the 8 starts, didn't finish the season as strongly as you otherwise would have wanted, but boy, he started out hot this year. The 4 touchdown passes last week, a career high, and as you mentioned, Taylor, a quarterback that can hurt you both with his legs, with his mobility, but also with his arm. And when you talk about the pieces that they added, like a Mario Craver that you see, and Casey Concepcion, you have to love the versatility that this offense could have this season.
You just said it, the 2 new bells and whistles that he's got to throw the football to. And for more on that, we toss it to Alyssa.
Jay Bateman called them 2 new sports cars sitting in the Aggies offensive garage. And when we talked to Colin Klein about what this offense could look like this year, he used the words incredibly diverse. We saw explosives from Casey Concepcion and Mario Craver, last week, including an 80-plus yard punt return from Concepcion. We expect to see some more offensive fireworks today, but after talking to Mike Elko earlier this morning, guys, there is going to be a huge emphasis today on running the football. 4 running backs that they feel very confident in their ability to do so. Keep an eye, Aggie fans, on freshman Jamarian Marrow, a guy who popped all the way back in spring ball, who they think can be a huge part of that room.
And we'll pay close attention to that, Alyssa, and the Aggies will get the football first for Mike Elko, the head coach of the Aggies in his 2nd season here with Texas A&M. I know all fans would love to see the running game activated today.
Yeah, last week there was maybe a little bit of frustration, but a lot of that was owing to how their opponent UTSA was deploying defensively. Effectively, they said, look, we're going to load this box up, and A&M said, that's fine. If you want to load that up, take the run game away from us. We'll just kind of extend the handoff and push the ball to the perimeter, easy throws, quick passes, and take literally what the defense was forcing them to play, which they were more than happy to do. And on the other side, of course, with Brock and Mendenhall, they got the opening win versus UTEP. And this is a total rebuild job that he's doing in Logan, Utah, here at Utah State. But boy, he's been a master at doing that, Taylor.
He's 6th winningest coach in all of college football, of all the active coaches, with all the success that he had in another part of the state of Utah for the BYU Cougars. If you've never been, you just have to knock it off your bucket list to come here with over 100,000 people yelling at you here in College Station. They've met one time before. That was back in 2009. Aggies won that game back in 2009. You might remember Uzoma Nwachukwu had 4 touchdowns in that game. Terry Bussey's the deep man. Zachary Robbins kicks it to him. And here's Terry from the 3. Here comes Terry past the 30. There are flags down as Bussey reaches the 45. Today's referee is Jeff Heiser.
During the return, holding, receiving team, number 20. First down, Texas A&M.
So it negates a 47-yard return by one of the best specialists in college football, Terry Bussey. Marcel Reed, the sophomore from Nashville, Tennessee, is in the middle of that huddle. From Montgomery Bell Academy to College Station, Texas. Coach Elko yesterday said he's a super confident guy and he deserves to be seen as one of the top quarterbacks in the Southeastern Conference.
You think about what he did. You know, his first start was on the road versus Florida in the swamp. You know, as you think about that, you come away with a victory. 3 of their 5 conference victories were with Marcel Reed at quarterback. And I am including the comeback versus LSU.
Instead of the 47, they start at the 10, and there's Le'Veon Moss going to work immediately. First down run for the senior from Walker, Louisiana. In only 9 games last year, he ran for over 700 yards before the injury, and he's back at full strength.
Yeah, missed the last 4 games last season, got banged up, injured versus South Carolina, impacted the offense as it finished the year.
He stands to Reed's left. Those new receivers are on the field as well. Here's Moss again, and he dives ahead for a couple of yards. Coach Elko, as a flag comes in here, was quick to point out that the running game was just fine last week. There are a lot of line of scrimmage throws in that game against UTSA that served basically as a run.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 28. 15-yard penalty added at the end of the run. Automatic, first down.
Can't do that, Stench. Carson Tuje gives Texas A&M 15 more.
Working against big Demetrius Crownover. We talked with him yesterday. Just high hands. Get those hands up there. You're working against a really big right tackle. Crownover's 336 pounds, big, long, lever kind of a guy. You're just trying to find a way to anchor and stop the push. Instead, a free first down.
Utah State committed 11 penalties last week. Fake the handoff to Moss. Reed wants to load up under pressure, and that was a dangerous ball that was closer to William. Well, William Holmes provided the pressure there. It was closer to Utah State than it was A&M.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to push it to Concepcion. Big, heavy play action, max protection, and just leaks late. Great job working around the edge by William Holmes to get that pressure.
Ball was closer to Bronson Olival, the Utah State player. Moss runs forward past the 40 to the 43. They have Moss. They have Amari Daniels, who had a nice season last year. They have Ruben Owens back. He was great 2 years ago before the injury last year. Alyssa mentioned Jamarian Morrow, the freshman from Memphis. And they have E.J. Smith. He scored a touchdown last week.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite the stable. And the coaches were talking about it. You've got the quote-unquote sports cars out wide at the perimeter and receiver between Craver and Concepcion, and then a number of running backs you want to get the ball to, including your quarterback as a runner.
This was an issue last week. A&M only 3 of 11 on third down. Incomplete. Trying to throw a slant to Ashton Bethel-Roman, and it's 4th down.
He's kind of juggling it, trying to jam it in there. Good job by Tucker to break this up. And this was something, as you mentioned, last week, sustaining drives early. Got to come up with that catch. If you're Ashton Bethel-Roman, who is the speed guy. We talk about Craver, we talk about Concepcion. That time just wasn't able to corral that to extend the drive. Tyler
White was outstanding last year and last week. Sophomore from Southlake, Texas. Another bomb. The left-footed kicker is over the head of Javen Jacobs and goes into the end zone. It's a 58-yard punt. Utah State comes out at the 20. You might remember this guy if you've watched a lot of college football the last few years. Bryson Barnes played for Utah, beat Florida a couple of years ago to start the season out in Salt Lake. Came off the bench for Utah State last year, and he was the Mountain West Player of the Week last week, Matt, in his performance against Utah.
A gritty player, to say the least, and a guy that they're going to count on heavily, especially today. He's also contributes as a runner.
Barnes to Miles Davis out of the backfield. Miles is make that Javen Jacobs makes the catch out of the backfield. It's a loss of 2. Torian York's name is said anytime there's a football near him.
That's a fact. Inside linebacker for Texas A&M. Started every game since he set foot in College Station, and back-to-back years, the captain of this defense.
Jacobs, they fake him, the toss to him on the sweep, and Barnes goes straight ahead. It'll be 3rd and long for Utah State. Matt, Utah State had 36 players that made their debut for Utah State last week. They have close to 70 transfers from last season. Here's 3rd and 8. Barnes, clean pocket, but hit as he throws and into the Aggie bench. Quarterback pressure that time by DJ Hicks, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, the real challenge for Utah State will be to stay out of the obvious passing downs, and this was. So you bring 4, a lot of activity, and you can see Hicks getting his hands right on Barnes' throwing arm as he releases it. Utah State today has to find a way to win on 1st and 2nd down. And they tried to get the ball out wide. A&M, that did not tackle great last week, did a good job on that possession.
Pay close attention here as Landon Rico punts. KC Concepcion had a punt return for touchdown in his debut last week. This is a returnable ball from the 33. KC goes straight ahead past the 45, and Texas A&M will have great field position in today's Battle of the Aggies.
What's up? You seem kind of sluggish today.
Things aren't really moving.
You could use some Metamucil.
Metamucil psyllium fiber helps keep your digestive system moving so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil keeps you moving. And try Clear Fiber with no grit and no flavor.
Love.
So cute.
But I don't know, something's off. Can my teeth be whiter?
It's not your fault. Teeth naturally yellow over time.
Dr. T, what's up?
Crest Reality Checkup.
Check this out. Just 1 kit of Crest 3D White Strips reveals your whitest smile. And it lasts 12 months.
This smile for a year?
I love.
I know.
Crest.
We switched bodies. Being a teenager again is stressing me out. Does that smell me? Let's switch things up. Here's a little secret. 1 spray will keep you fresh all day. Skin conditioners? Someone understood the assignment. Assignment? Is there a test today? No, Mom. Fit check. Pit check. We're gonna kill this.
Feel freaking fresher under pressure 24/7.
I used to struggle with dandruff and scalp issues, but then I started using Head & Shoulders every wash because the active ingredient in Head & Shoulders fights off the microbes that cause dandruff. Microbes are on everyone's scalp and can cause irritation, but when you use Head & Shoulders every wash,
keeps these rascals at bay. It helps prevent dandruff before it starts.
Where do you think you're going?
see, no flakes down here.
Hair looks great.
Had a little help.
Make every wash count.
These dishes just aren't getting clean.
The problem isn't your machine. It's likely your detergent.
Really?
Really. I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These pods dissolve completely, releasing more soaking, scrubbing, and rinsing action. Plus, the grease-fighting power of Dawn, breaking down up to 100% of tough, stuck-on foods.
That's impressive.
And it works so well, it even keeps your filter clean. Cascade. Roto-Rooter recommended, safe for pipes.
Frigidaire can bake fresh pizza in just 2 minutes.
Dough to done in 2.
Yes, sir.
Show us again.
With temperatures of 750 degrees, get stone-baked pizza in as little as 2 minutes. Only from Frigidaire. Available at the Home Depot.
And the all-new ESPN app.
SEC Network Football is presented by Allstate. You're in good hands.
These are all of the Aggies. The mascot.
Yeah.
Each of these schools that call themselves Aggies, of course, Texas A&M, Utah State, New Mexico State. Texas A&M beat them twice. They beat Utah State once, 3-0 against anyone named Aggies, and they have very good field position here to start drive 2. Reed across the middle, good catch by KC Concepcion, the new receiver from NC State who had 124 catches for the Wolfpack, and he immediately becomes option 1 for Texas A&M.
So a different approach, Utah State on this possession now. That time they only brought 3. It was a lighter box, meaning only 5 defenders from tackle to tackle. So you think about how that works. Similar look here.
12 yards for KC. Now this is Owens around the left side into the Texas A&M bench. And that's right at the sticks, just short of it. 9 yards for Ruben, the sophomore from El Campo, Texas. Fall camp injury last year. Never really got to see Ruben, but looking strong like he did 2 years ago.
A guy they'll be counting on behind Moss primarily. He'll be the one. He'll be number 3 and number 8 and number 4 largely in the backfield this afternoon.
Inside the 35, already in scoring range. Reed pumps, wants to take the shot, has a man. Touchdown, Terry Bussey. Utah State bit, and Marcel Reed made him pay. 34-yard touchdown. Jared Zirkel won the kicking contest in August, and he makes it 7-0.
Well, we talked about all these new weapons. Well, what about one that's been in the lineup for a while? Bussey, he's dangerous, and he's in for the score.
What does Texas A&M University stand for? We stand for excellence, respect, and loyalty. We stand for leadership, integrity, and selfless service. We stand for 4 straight hours. We stand up for others. We don't stand by, and we won't stand still. At Texas A&M, we know what we stand for. Come stand with us.
So, to recap all the AI we're adding, it's supposed to streamline our workflows.
That's the idea.
But adding the AI that makes everyone else's job easier to manage gives us more to manage.
That's the reality.
Well, that's not very streamlined.
That's the irony.
Any business can use AI. IBM helps you use AI to change how you do business. Let's create small to business. IBM.
The Blink Outdoor 4 camera has up to 2 years of battery life.
2 years? No way. I'm impressed.
The Blink Outdoor 4 camera, available at the Home Depot.
Look at that detail.
You show up, we show up. Everybody gonna have a good time.
When you're with Amex, the advantage is yours at the U.S. Open. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
This game has gotten out of control. All the money, the unpredictability. It's time we instate a commissioner.
Introducing the commissioner of coverage, the Aflac Duck.
Commish, when health insurance falls short, who pays you cash to help with your medical bills? Aflac.
The commissioner has spoken.
I love that duck.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover with Aflac.
An official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Y'all could ask about it at work.
Timpson, Texas, Terry Bussey. First touchdown grab was one to remember.
Yeah, we talked about these different weapons that they're using, and it helps to have guys that are out there. So see Concepcion, he's out there. Look at the DBs, look at the defense. They react to Concepcion, who's kind of showing that wide receiver screen. You're thinking Bussey, he might be releasing up to block the most dangerous defender. That's not the case at all. Marcel Reed did a great job of pump faking to that now screen and then pushing the ball downfield. You get that one-on-one with the safety. That safety's nosy. He wants to get downhill, try to support the screen passing game. And instead, you get one thrown over the top for 6.
And again, to clarify, Bussey does have rushing touchdowns, but that's the first touchdown catch for the sophomore. Randy Bond is now kicking off. The super senior that's had one of the best kicking careers for the Texas A&M Aggies. And Utah State will get the ball. I just want to warn everyone, this is going to be hard for 3+ hours to remind myself really not to say Aggies at any point.
We could never be wrong when you think about it.
It's true.
You do that, hedge your bets.
Yeah, you just have to say A&M or Utah State. And here's Bryson Barnes on drive 2 from his own 25-yard line.
A very efficient first possession for the Aggie defense. No first downs allowed. Got right off the field.
Barnes look left, rolls right, throws to the bench, incomplete. Too far in front of Brock Lane, but Barnes got hit as he was throwing that, and a flag came in.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, 21, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Heartbeat of the Aggies, Torian York.
Yeah, it's a bad decision. He's green dogging right. You can't make that hit. It's just unnecessary. The ball's clearly thrown. It wasn't a violent hit, but it was a hit. And the white hat, the head referee, he's responsible for the quarterback. He's standing right there. Here's a unique formation that Utah State will use. 3 running backs.
And on the option toss, it ends up going to Jacobs. And Jacobs, with a burst of speed, gets past the 45 up near the 46. Will Lee pushed him out. Here's what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking to the new play caller, Kevin McGibbon, a whole new staff. And incidentally, that pitch is a forward pass. If he doesn't field it cleanly, it's incomplete. But they have triple option concepts that they brought with them. They've got some new ideas. That'll be a challenge. And we come right back to an empty backfield set.
The Paul Johnson formation is gone. And there is a catch made by Brady Boyd back in his home state. He's from Southlake, Texas. It's his 4th catch of the year. Tyreek Chappelle on the tackle. First down, Utah State in Texas A&M territory, and going quickly here. Make the sweep. Barnes pressured again, lofts it up there, and it's caught by Boyd. And they're saying yes, he got a foot in right at the 20-yard line.
How about Barnes standing in there to deliver this? Let's see if he's, yeah, he looks like he drags that left toe. What a play by Boyd. I'm going to take another look at it. It looked to me like there was turf coming up, natural surface here at Kyle Field.
A completed catch. That play is under further review.
Mitchell Wilkins, the replay officials in the next booth from us here high above Kyle Field. And I think the question here, Matt, will be, as he was dragging that left foot, was his right foot down out of bounds? Let's see.
See his left toe dragging. I don't think it is. I think that is a catch. But you're right, Taylor. That's the question. Where's his right heel? And it does not look like it's down first. Looks like that left toe drags nicely. You could hear, they're showing the replay here to the fans in attendance, and usually it's
that's the angle right there to look at. Great job by our Adam Coppinger-led crew today. By the way, there aren't a lot of new changes in college football to the rules this year. One is there's basically now just 2 calls for the official to make when he's done. It's either overturned or upheld.
Right. I'll be surprised, ruling on the field as it says there, pass was complete. I'll be surprised if this is not upheld. Give Bryson Barnes a good bit of credit there. He stood in. He was being pressured. Tyler Onyeta was coming down there quickly. Got hit as he threw once again. It's going to be difficult all afternoon to hold up in protection versus the A&M pass rush. They did a good job of that last week. Here's the catch again.
Just don't know how you overturn that.
I don't know. I'm not seeing anything that establishes him out of bounds. The left toe for sure drags inbounds.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld.
Yeah.
First down.
I mean, it was clear to all the fans in attendance too. They saw it. Usually you hear about it until the ruling is overturned or a ruling is even made. Instead, it was pretty quiet. It was a foregone conclusion.
Saw Bronco Mendenhall on his sideline, one of the great culture builders in the game of football. His 19th year as a head coach, his first at Utah State. And his boys have a 1st and 10 at the 20. Barnes on a design quarterback run. runs into Texas A&M, but the Utah State big guys push him all the way down to the 11. Forget the Philly special. About the Utah State big boys.
I think that they were clearly waiting on a whistle. Well, it's a QB counter. They just got great push, and now they're over the football again.
9 yards. And now a first down as Jacobs runs it inside the 10. Can we give Trey Anderson, Jimmy Liston, George Miley, can we give them the 8-yard run on the previous play?
Yeah, they're carrying a lot more than just a football. They're literally dragging the Aggies of A&M down the field.
There's big Liston. Tavo Motua Apawaka, the right guard, was in there as well. Here's a sweep. Nope, it's a fake. And it didn't fake out Texas A&M. Dayan Hayes on the tackle, and it's a loss for Texas A&M, or for Utah State, rather.
Yeah, really tough read that time by Barnes. You got 2 unblocked defenders on the edge. And that time, good job by Hayes. Staying at home, saw the ball was kept on that read.
2nd and goal from the 10.
Well, some late subs there. You saw the center judge standing over the ball.
Another fake sweep. Barnes rolling right. End zone throw incomplete. Torian York covered up Brady Boyd there. 3rd down.
It's a good job that time by York, finding the back of the end zone. Watch York. See him track. His back is to the ball the entire time. It probably wasn't going to be catchable. He got there a little bit early. Regardless, no flag comes out. Got a little turned around in coverage. You can hear the 12th man awakening here in Kyle Field.
Barnes throws, caught inside the 5 at the 4. But it'll be 4th and goal from there. It's Braden Pagan with the catch and Will Lee with the tackle. Does Bronco Mendenhall leave his offense on the field on a 4th and goal from the 4?
It didn't even look like there was a consideration. In fact, the offense did not even offer like, oh, we're kicking a field goal here.
Well, if you thought the 12th man was loud on 3rd down, wait for this. They're going. Now is this going to be a throw? Garcia back shook. Did he get it? Yes. Anthony Garcia, the wide receiver / quarterback, throws it to Miles Davis. 4th down, touchdown.
And the 12th man goes quiet. They had Garcia in there. He snuck in. He's a wide receiver, as you mentioned, so he's out there, but he's a quarterback. Came to Utah State as a quarterback. But we talked with offensive coordinator Kevin McGivern. He said, look, we're going to be aggressive. And even look, even here on the point after. So they're set up for this polecat formation. They had a 2-point conversion last week. You see, so here's largely the offensive line over here and an eligible receiver. Something else for the defense to prepare for.
7-6. Here's the 2-point play. Here's the throw over the middle, incomplete. Garcia again at the quarterback spot. Even if Josh Sturzer caught that, he would have been short as Bryce Anderson sniffed it out. How about that drive from Utah State?
Yeah, you think about that. It was sparked by the personal foul. Torian York and the Aggies of Utah State able to capitalize. Big plays, gadget plays, and touchdowns.
We have a serious problem in this country.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
Great news from Jeremy in sales. He's loving the AI sales agent.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's following up leads 23% faster. Jeremy.
Great. So I can tell the board that the company is more productive.
Oh, no. I wish. But you can tell them Jeremy in sales is following up from these 23% faster. Oh, Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Any business can use AI. IBM helps you use AI to change how you do business. Let's create small to business. IBM.
With Kingsford, you can bring some serious flavor to the tailgate. Isn't that right, Reese?
Shh. Let them cook.
Kingsford Original Charcoal, available at the Home Depot.
When you're with Amex Platinum, you can go the distance for what you love. And with travel perks like guaranteed 4 p.m. checkout with fine hotels and resorts, you have more time to celebrate. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
This game has gotten out of control. All the money, the unpredictability. It's time we instate a commissioner.
Introducing the Commissioner of Coverage, the Aflac Duck.
Commish, when health insurance falls short, who pays you cash to help with your medical bills?
Aflac.
The Commissioner has spoken.
I love that duck.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover with
Aflac.
An official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Y'all can ask about it at work.
Choice is the ultimate luxury, and now it's yours with Taco Bell's $5 box, $7 box, and $9 box. Now featuring the cheesy street chalupas. That's Lux for less. The $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes only at Taco Bell.
Even when U.S. Soccer star Mallory Swanson isn't on the field, she always makes the perfect play. With a Bank of America customized cash rewards Visa card, she'll earn 6% cash back in the category of her choice, like online shopping, for the first year from account opening.
Texas A&M 7, Utah State 6. Bronco Mendenhall's Utah State team using some trickeration on a 4th and goal from the 4. Anthony Garcia could have been their quarterback, lining up at wide receiver, throwing it to Miles Davis. 2-point play, no good on Garcia's first career touchdown pass. And now Texas A&M gets it back at the 25. Our Week 2 football lineup is strong. 4:15 Eastern. My man Dave Neal is watching the 13th ranked Florida Gators host South Florida, followed by number 21 Alabama hosting Louisiana Monroe right here on the SEC Network and the all-new ESPN app. Should be a good one between the Gators and the Bulls. And then tonight, what are we going to get from the Tide? That had to be the most disappointing performance of anyone in the SEC last week.
No question. No one saw that coming. An unranked opponent in FSU coming off the season they had a year ago.
Le'Veon Moss gets the handoff there, a couple of yards. I know, Alyssa, you're down there watching Coach Elko yell at his defense after that last drive.
Yeah, as soon as they came over to the bench, he came over and as loud as I've ever heard him saying, "What are we doing?" He was very displeased with a unit that they've challenged all week long to come out and play with the same intensity that they start games with, which obviously that first drive pretty good, the second one not so much.
Moss 4 yards on the last play. Moss again from Reed. And he'll plow forward right near a first down at the 35-yard line. Looks like it's enough. It's interesting what Alyssa just said. Mike Elko went on and on yesterday in our meeting with him, Matt, about consistent, sustained performance for 60 minutes from his team.
Yeah, one of the things he talked about was defensive efficiency, right? No first downs, no penalties. Well, that definitely wasn't the case. I mean, you started out that last possession, first down, penalty to give a first down to your opponent. Utah State did a great job of capitalizing.
Here comes Utah State. Pressure's picked up. Reed from the clean pocket throws to Theo Mellon-Orstrom, staying in bounds and picking up the first down. The big Swedish tight end is near midfield. That's 13 yards.
He's proven to be a reliable receiver in this passing offense. Last week, 3 catches, went for 23 yards, found his way to the end zone. You see A&M, they'll use the tight end in their formation, their personnel groupings a lot. This time, 2 tight ends.
Moss out of the game. Amari Daniels in it on a first down near midfield. Fake to Amari over the top and incomplete, but there are more flags.
That's an easy one. You know, Dylan Tucker got the pass breakup.
Pass interference, defense, number 34, 15 yards. First down.
And I think one thing to think about here is that did not look like it looked like the line of scrimmage. The ball was deflected. Yeah.
I think they missed. They might have missed because it does. It looks like Tyree Morris. He does. He nicks that football. You know, Marcel Reed. And that was a ugly, poorly thrown ball. At least the way it looked was because Tyree Morris got a tip. Should have been no PI. Gifted that time to Texas A&M.
And instead, Texas A&M at the 37-yard line. Straight ahead, it's Reed. Look at him put a foot in the dirt. And go ahead near the 16-yard line. Marcel for 21 yards.
Yeah, he's so dangerous. We talk about they want to run him a ton. But you see how they just kind of bluff. So it looks a lot like that divide zone where the offensive line blocks to the right. You've got that blocker, and this time Bo Kircher at tight end. Instead, he just released and becomes a lead blocker. Really well designed. Make that defense wrong after the snap, and a good read at quarterback by Marcel.
Texas A&M was 2 for 2 scoring touchdowns in the red zone last week. Reed throws to the end zone here. Incomplete. Amari Niblack didn't have a chance at that football. Courage Ugo there in coverage. I believe that's Colin Klein in there behind those tinted windows. Colin in his second year as the offensive coordinator. Of course, the old K-State quarterback. Loves the running back room. And he wants the defense to think that Utah State or that Marcel Reed will run against Utah State today. We've already seen it. Here's a carry that goes the wrong way. Daniels tackle for loss there, as it was Naki Faina on the tackle. Lost the 3.
Yeah, Faina got upfield quickly, kind of muddied the read. You can see defensive coordinator Nick Howell aggressive right there. Brought both his inside linebackers in the A gaps, either side of the center. There's not a lot of running room, so you're committing your defense to stopping that run inside out. Good job on the edge.
3rd and 13, and it looked like Carson Tujay came across.
They got him on the double clap. Wisely, the offensive line just reaches out and taps him.
Offside, defense with contact, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It's already 3 penalties in the game, Matt. Utah State had 11 last week.
We've seen a couple of big ones, right? You think of the holding on the opening kickoff, then a personal foul, hands to the face. They had yards to give because it was 3rd and 10+, but you still don't want to cede those 5 yards over.
Can Utah State hold Texas A&M to 3? Reed on 3rd and 8. He's pressured, can't get out of there. Sacked back near the 20 by John Miller.
Utah State brought it again. Both inside backers in the A gaps, and they're able to get home. So you got a back. The back has to sift to the other side. You can see they worked to their left initially. Big stand by the Utah State defense.
How about this? Jared Zirkle has kicked all these extra points the last couple weeks. His first field goal try in 3 years. 37 yards. And he sneaks it in there. Zirkle beat out Randy Bond in August, and now he's the starting kicker in September.
But you see that time, Utah State, they kind of win the chess match. So the danger, of course, facing this the Texas A&M Aggie offense this year is they got the weaponry in the ground game, and they'll use these heavy personnel formations. So you've got tight ends in there. You got to put bigger bodies and more bodies in the box. Stop that run. Can you hold up in the passing game? Did a good job there.
Here's what the Stinchcomb family is really interested in. Our next SEC Network volleyball matches are the Shriners Children's Showdown at the Net. Tennessee hosts number 23 Georgia Tech Tuesday, at 6:30 Eastern. And Wednesday night, Oklahoma hosts Florida State at 7 Eastern. Mom and daughter, both volleyball stars.
Daughters, both of them.
That's right. Yeah, in high school. That's right.
Yeah. Tennessee looks like they've got a good squad this year. They are long. A couple of nice transfers in from other programs. Be difference makers for that Tennessee volleyball team.
Bond just the kickoff man now. And Utah State's at the 25, Alyssa.
Yeah, guys, so last year, defensive coordinator Jay Bateman was up top in the coach's box. This year, he's the linebackers coach, as Mike Elko calls the defense, and he's moved down to the sideline. We asked him at what point last week did he feel a difference in being down there and being able to look in his players' faces. He said, well, it was right after UTSA went for a 75-yard touchdown run. I was able to get on the guys, and then after that, they didn't score again until garbage time. I just watched him coaching up his guys down here on the sidelines. One of the last things reminding them to do, continue to communicate as Utah State throws some eye candy at this defense.
See what difference it makes here in 2025. Barnes is going to run out of there. And Bryson gets up near the 30. Pick up a 5 for Bryson.
And what Utah State will do a lot today. A lot of pre-snap motion. And we haven't seen as much, incidentally, although it's early on. But they usually have a movement of some type, force that defense to communicate. And we've already seen they have 2 quarterbacks on the field, enough, because Garcia lines up at receiver.
On 2nd and 6, and only gave him 4 there. Quick pass to Davis out of the backfield, and Miles has the first down, the senior from Las Vegas. Had a big week last week. He's one of the few returning players to Utah State this year, and they're counting on him.
And what a weapon he's proven to be, Taylor. Talking with Kevin McGibbon, saying, look, we didn't know that the ball was going to find him that often. Last week he had 6 catches for 61 yards versus UTEP.
Yeah, leading rusher and receiver. Now back to the ground, and it's Davis. He'll get a couple. He's a 6th-year senior, watching his entire program change in the last couple of years. Certainly a mass overhaul this year with Bronco Mendenhall bringing in so many fresh faces on the field and on the sidelines.
Really only his former program in New Mexico with more new faces on their team.
On 2nd and 7, Barnes keeps it, and he's ahead. Maybe got half a yard there. Albert Regis, he was a pleasure to talk to yesterday. He makes the tackle. It's 3rd down for Utah State.
Quite the leader on this team is Albert Regis. See if Utah State holds up protection.
3rd and 6. Barnes, and is a wobbler, incomplete. Nope. It landed in the ground before Will Lee could get it. Deflected off of Jacobs. It's 4th down.
Boy, they narrowly escaped calamity on that one. Just enough pressure. You see late, Ryland Kennedy hitting Barnes as he threw, ill-advised throw, trying to jam it in there, and almost a pick going the other way for Will Lee.
It's Landon Rico to kick to Casey Concepcion. And wisely, he kicks away from Concepcion. Unfortunately for Landon, it didn't go as far as he wanted. It's marked out the 37-yard line. It's just a 24-yard punt.
That just shows how dangerous number 7 is. Think about that 80-yard punt return in the opener last week versus UT San Antonio. Concepcion was really the one that got the Aggies going in that game. It was quiet early on, especially offensively. Really kind of ignited the scoring. Of course, Mario Craver finds his way into the end zone. A lot of run after the catch in the early goings of that game. Can the Texas A&M offense sustain a drive?
He threw that touchdown pass to Bussey, but seems a little off kilter with his receivers so far. Plenty of time here. Look at that speed. That's a 1st down for Marcel.
You know, Taylor, we were talking with Colin Klein yesterday, the offensive coordinator here for Texas A&M. He's like, look, we coach these guys. We want to coach the playmaking out of them. Concepcion outside, a little double move. He's open. He got guys going down, but by then Reed had taken his eyes off of the route tree. Didn't have him downfield. Kind of tucked and run. He said Reed was a little sped up. The game was happening a little quickly for him in week 1. That time he had a little bit more time maybe to look downfield.
Over 500 yards rushing last year. He wanted to take the deep shot there. As receivers are covered up, he's trying to get it to Mario Craver, but Noah Avenger was on him. Marcel's just 3 for 7 passing so far.
You know, that time they're trying, it was just a 2-man route, trying to push it downfield. Great job by Utah State. Not fooled. A heavy play action. You're expecting, okay, here's a team that got this big offensive front, got a couple of blockers in there and tight ends. Heavy play action, fake that handoff. Great eye discipline by the secondary of Utah State.
Reed is over 60% passing in 7 straight games. On 2nd and 10, back to the ground with Moss. Le'Veon running hard up to the 45, and you can see it. This guy has not missed a beat from the injury last year, looking like the top shelf SEC running back he was in 2024. The Aggies are on the move. Texas A&M leads 10-6 over the other Aggies of Utah State.
Experience freshness that keeps up with every mood. The Laundress Activewear detergent and fabric spray are designed to deep clean and refresh your hardest working fabrics. Scented in a bright blend of bergamot, mandarin, and oceanic notes, care for what moves with you. Available at Amazon and thelaundress.com.
With Kingsford, you can bring some serious flavor to the tailgate. Isn't that right, Reese?
Shh, let them cook.
Kingsford Original Charcoal, available at the Home Depot.
Is to us.
No one can defeat us, Theo.
I've always said that.
How was your day?
He got fired.
Fired? More champagne for me, please.
You're a failure. Women don't like that.
If you need a shoulder or an inner thigh to lean on.
We both said things we didn't mean.
I meant that.
I meant them too.
Oh my God, you don't care if I'm dead.
The Roses, rated R.
$7 for coffee? Nah. How about Sonic's salted caramel toffee iced coffee with cold foam for only $2.99? It's the fancy without the pricey.
You want to live free?
When you're with Amex Platinum, you can go the distance for what you love. And with travel perks like guaranteed 4 p.m. checkout with fine hotels and resorts, you have more time to celebrate. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
Is it season ending?
It'll take every ounce of its hand-smashed Angus beef, but it's got a chance.
Steady.
Careful of the cheese.
Pillowy soft bun, diced onions, smasher sauce.
And pickles!
Yes!
Yeah, pickles.
Sonic Smasher, the QB1 of burgers.
Being out in the water is bigger than just catching a fish.
Water brings solitude. Water brings clarity.
Peace, mental health.
When you get an opportunity to do it with people who you really rock with, it's priceless.
And that's what life is all about. Passing it forward, get out here and connect with other people.
That's where the secret sauce is made.
Talking about family, our kids.
Great conversations.
Sharing life with other people. I'm Gary Sheffield.
I'm Takeo Spikes.
And I would love to see you out here.
You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Texas A&M 10, Utah State 6. As we start the second quarter, and Texas A&M has it in Utah State territory at their 45-yard line. And the handoff goes to Ruben Owens, and Owens is just short of the first down marker. Texas A&M had over 100 total yards in that first quarter. Utah State had one impressive drive, that scoring a touchdown, deciding to go for it on a 4th and goal from the 4, and able to cash in. And this is 4th down. We'll see what
an Aggie
Koscielko decides to do. Yeah, Trey Zune.
Timeout for an injured player.
The permanent captain of the offense, the left tackle, is still down, but he is giving a thumbs up as they look at him.
Oh, I think he got rolled up at the end of that play from behind. He was working up at the second level, it looked like, and got rolled up. And Zion Andreessen did a great job of getting in that backfield. Owens had to really scramble to pick up. Look at that. That could have been a negative yardage play. Now watch Zune at the end. See him go to the ground. He got rolled up from behind. It's usually a little bit scarier than it actually is. Comes out of the game, though.
And now on 4th and a foot, Robert Borden comes in at left tackle, and the Aggies easily get the first down with Owens.
Loaded up that backfield. Talk about multiple backs in the backfield. You had a couple of your tight ends that could be lead blockers. Mellon Orstrom, Borkircher, both back there. And they just kind of fill it up. Ends up being a power play and an easy conversion. Time it looks like they got Tyree Morris on the clap.
Offside. Defense number 9 with contact. 5-yard penalty. First down.
You know, that'd be one of the things, Matt, where you would think it would be a struggle early when you have so many new faces on both sides of the line.
Well, and you're facing this offense, you know, wants to get downhill, big-bodied. Make sure you get a good get-off at defensive tackle. But they've already gotten them once. You want to back up a little bit where that offensive lineman can't tag.
Reed throws it at the feet of Concepcion, but just get him the ball. He can fly, and he gets down to the 20.
That was almost like a submarine pitcher, you know, those kind of side armors that are so deep. Look at this. And he had to do it to get around Tyree Morris, who got upfield quickly. Great job just getting it there. Heck of a catch by Concepcion, and you got to see what they like. It just turned it into a punt return.
Does Dan Quisenberry do anything for you? Is that too old of a reference there?
I can pick up on that one. No one at home knows who you're talking about, though.
A 15-yard completion to Concepcion, and a fresh set of downs for Texas A&M.
You see what they're doing with this clap. It's not just to get them to jump, it's to see what the defense is doing.
Another quick throw, this to Bethel Roman, and Ashton gets down inside the 15 to the 14. You know, Matt, now that Zune is out of the lineup, you have a backup, Robert Borden, at left tackle. Until that injury, the entire offensive line was back, known as the Maroon Goons. They had the second best running game in the SEC last year, and many people, you included around the country, think Texas A&M can have a big season because of all that offensive line experience. 2nd and 4 after a 6-yard pickup. Reed looking left, throws to the back corner. Incomplete. Amari Niblack tried to haul it in. 3rd down.
That's a couple of times where they were seeking to target Niblack. We were talking with Colin Klein, the offensive coordinator. We said, you know, you got speed at receiver. Where does the size come from? He said, well, number 84. He's 6'3". He's got a good catch radius, just not quite enough for that one. Reed trying to drop it in the bucket. Just overshot it.
What a world, transferring from Texas to Texas A&M. 3rd and 4.
Starting at Alabama.
Yeah, that's right. Aggies are 0 for 3 on 3rd down. Out of the backfield, it's Owens. 1st down. And he's out of bounds. Well, there is a flag back in the backfield, though. Give the Aggies the ball at the 3.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 28. Penalty is half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Again on Tuesday. First and goal, Texas A&M.
Yeah, that's twice now. So this time on the other side, here's Tuesday. Look at the hand. You just can't do it. He ended up getting a handful of face mask as well. That time working against the backup, Robert Borden. A lot of the Aggie offense since Zunes come out has been to the right side, near sideline.
Just outside the 1. Moss next to Reed. It's Reed. It's a touchdown. Chanting his name here at Kyle Field, Marcel Reed. Makes it 17-6. This guy threw for over 1,800. He ran for over 500. He can do it all. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the Southeastern Conference.
What does Texas A&M University stand for? We stand for excellence, respect, and loyalty. We stand for leadership, integrity, and selfless service. We stand for 4 straight hours. We stand up for others. We don't stand by, and we won't stand still. At Texas A&M, we know what we stand for. Come stand with us.
Another Saturday with Saban.
Hey, Coach, I got the latest kit of smoke alarm.
Good defense needs to adapt.
You know, I used to play a little defense, Coach.
Man, you got to be fast to play defense these days.
Well, I was in middle school.
Get over 25% faster smoke detection with Kidda Smoke Alarms. Available at the Home Depot.
Grab the ladder, Speedy. We got 3 more rooms to go.
During its first year, a humpback calf and its mother are almost inseparable. She lifts her calf to its first breath of air and then protects it on their long journey. One of the most important things you can do is help the next generation. Protect the ones you love with Pacific Life's trusted financial solutions. Talk to a financial professional about life insurance and retirement income with Pacific Life.
4 more passes to go.
With Amex Business Platinum, you earn 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked through AmexTravel.com, so you can get rewarded for expanding your business. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
Choice is the ultimate luxury, and now it's yours with Taco Bell's $5 box, $7 box, and $9 box. Now featuring the cheesy street chalupas. That's luxe for less. The $5, $7, and $9 Luxe Cravings boxes only at Taco Bell.
Pack your beer guns.
It's been the home to Texas A&M since 1905. Kyle Field, there were 521,000 people here last Saturday night, a record-breaking opener. There are over 100,000 here today. And it's 90-plus degrees with what feels like 90-plus humidity. You would never know it.
You would. This is a great fan base. I mean, what fan support here in week 2.
Be awfully pumped about their quarterback right now.
Well, he had quite the opener in week 1. Was one of 3 teams in the SEC where the leading rusher was their quarterback. Georgia had one, and Gunner, now known as Runner Stockton. And of course, Jackson Arnold, he was the difference, was his legs in that win over Baylor last week. And you think about the roles that these quarterbacks are going to play for their offenses. It's not just as passers. You look at the league, really 12 of the 16 teams have guys that can run. The majority of those are guys that are actual runners, where you're going to call plays to where they can keep the football.
Barnes fakes to Davis, wants to load up, instead gets drilled back inside the 20 by Cassius Howell.
Just too long that time. Utah State was trying to load up, give Texas A&M a little bit of their own medicine, play action on first down and try to take a shot. And on the left side, it's a long time. You're asking your left tackle to hold up. Cassius Howell just able to get the edge on Jake Eichhorn. You know, Barnes has done a good job of throwing under duress. Lucky he held on to that football.
16.5 career sacks for Howell, the senior from Kansas City, and here comes another one by Howell. That's 17.5.
It's the law of large numbers. You get these passing downs for this defense. You saw it in week 1. They had some problems with their run fits, not with the pass rush. Watch him win inside. That time Eichhorn, he got edged on the play before. So now you've got that tackle thinking, I got to get back, and you open up the inside move.
This crowd loves what they're seeing from this defense right now. It's 3 in a row. Cassius.
He was in his bag. These fans are into it. Coach said he had a bag of tricks. Just a veteran. You see him kind of ghost rush that time. So you give him a little stutter go, the duck underneath the outside arm, and Eichhorn, no answer for Howell. That time Barnes really deep in the pocket.
Well, the good news for Utah State is Cassius Howell's not on the field. The bad news is Landon Rico is standing under a goalpost. With a flag down, Rico gets it out of there. Concepcion will let it bounce. See what the penalty's about.
Illegal formation. Offense, number 9 and 10 were lined up behind the center in the path of the punter. That 5-yard penalty assessed at the end of the run. First down.
You know, they call an immaculate inning in baseball when you throw 9 strikes and no balls. What happens if you just get 3 sacks on 3 plays? Cassius Howell, a perfect frame.
With Kingsford, you can bring some serious flavor to the tailgate. Isn't that right, Reese?
Shh, let them cook.
Kingsford Original Charcoal, available at the Home Depot.
Unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Let's just get one of everything.
Everything.
Fire everything! The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back. Yes, chef!
This is so nice.
3% cash back on chicken. Yes, chef! 3% cash back on risotto.
Yes, chef!
Where's my fish?
Here, chef!
Had a feeling you want to earn 3% cash back on dessert.
Sorry, chef!
What's in your wallet?
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, Coach!
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
You show up, you show up, we show up. Everybody gonna have a good time.
When you're with Amex, the advantage is yours at the U.S. Open. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
Someday,
their little hands won't be so little anymore. Until then, let's escape together, hand in hand, on a Disney cruise.
Rays fans are fired up. We're calling it the Immaculate Possession from Cassius Howell.
It was pretty clean. He talked about it. He's got all the moves, play action. He's able to win on the edge late, then wins underneath on the very next play, and then ghost rush. Hey, if you're an Aggie fan, remember a guy named Von Miller? He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Von Miller got a lot of sacks off that ghost rush, just ducking underneath that outside arm. Wow, 3 for 3.
Used to stay in Billy Lucci's guest room, I think.
He probably did. Good chance of that.
Shout out to Texas A&M legend. Great field position for Texas A&M on offense at the Utah State 36. Marcel Reed downfield, but throws wide of Bussey. Alyssa, I bet those defensive teammates of Howell are going nuts.
Oh my gosh, it was a celebration and not unlike anything I've ever seen when he came off the field and over onto the bench. Just coaches going crazy, his teammates going crazy, celebrating that. I've never seen that before. I don't know if you guys have. Talk about sending the offense back on the field with huge smiles on their faces as well.
Kevin Maloney, our stats guy, says, I'm not looking it up. It's never happened.
Well, unfortunately, I'm sure it has happened.
Someplace, yes.
Nice run.
Yeah, Reed again. And he gets free inside the 35 down to the 33. Hasn't been as sharp throwing yet today. A good ball to Bussey, but legs sure look good.
Yeah, it was behind it on that crossing route, and he could have dumped it off to Moss. Was wide open, nobody to the wide side of the field on the play before that last run. Got him behind in the down and distance in this possession.
And now another third down. Looking for their first third down conversion. Reed running, and he's just short. Gets down to the 27. You would think he would stay out there for this play.
You're not calling that play if you're not thinking 4 downs. You know, otherwise, because you're staring at what would he say? 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 on that last one. There's no RPO element to that one. That was a run all the way. You're thinking 4 downs.
Does Reed keep it again?
Concepcion and Bussey, the top of your screen.
Instead, it's Owens, and it's close. I don't think he got there. No. John Miller made the tackle, and they're coming in short of the line to gain.
That time, they made Owens. Great job by Utah State anchoring at the point of attack. See, a great job. Owens was trying to run it to the right side. He had to bounce that run. What you want on a short yardage run is you want to force that ball carrier to go laterally. Stop your feet. Great job. You mentioned it, John Miller. That's a heck of a stop by the Utah State defense off a quick change. Getting in there, you back the offense, the Texas A&M Aggie defense backs up Utah State, gives your offense great field position. How about the other Aggie defense coming out and answering and getting a big stop?
And Barnes and Miles Davis and the rest of these fresh Utah State faces are back on the field. Barnes to Davis, and Davis won't get much. In fact, he didn't get anything. It's hard to keep track of when all of these guys transferred these days in college football, and I appreciate the Utah State fans keeping me honest. Miles Davis came over from BYU this year. Bryson Barnes came over from Utah last year, so he's been here for a little while. Davis is brand new, just like the rest of these guys. They don't have a receiver that had ever caught a pass for Utah State that is listed on their 2 deep this year. Barnes on a slant, incomplete, tried to force it in there to Boyd, but he was covered up. Will Lee, the third.
Guys, this Texas A&M defense emphasized third down situations all week long in an effort to maintain playing with that consistency. Before they went back out on the field, coaches were in their faces saying, remain physical, continue to play hard. The last drive means nothing now. We'll see if they can get a big stop.
They're showing pressure, and they see you check, we check, see if the A&M defense still comes.
Does Barnes have time to throw? No, he doesn't. Ball's out. Jacobs wrestling with Texas A&M for it. Scooby Williams is in there too.
Fumble recovered by the offense, 4th down.
It was Scooby Williams that was able to get the ball out. That's what Utah State was trying to stay out of. The 3rd and obvious, that's where the exotics come. That time you see Scooby Williams getting in there, making the big play, forcing that ball out. And Barnes just been under duress almost all afternoon. Even on the big completion in the first quarter, was hit as he threw.
They just cannot block him. Landon Rico will have to punt again deep in his own territory. Another flag first.
Delay a game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Frustrating. It's got to be for Coach Mendenhall. We just got done talking about it. I mean, a lot of these guys, it's not just a new coaching staff. It's a new roster. It's new for everybody. You're only in week 2 of what is a certain rebuild.
7 penalties. 18 penalties in 6 quarters of football. Good punt. Concepcion calls for the fair catch. And Rico does his job as the Aggies will start at their own 37, up 11.
Frigidaire can bake fresh pizza in just 2 minutes.
Dough to done in 2.
Yes, sir.
Show us again.
With temperatures of 750 degrees, get stone-baked pizza in as little as 2 minutes. Only from Frigidaire. Available at the Home Depot.
During its first year, a humpback calf and its mother are almost inseparable. She lifts her calf to its first breath of air and then protects it on their long journey. One of the most important things you can do is help the next generation. Protect the ones you love with Pacific Life's trusted financial solutions. Talk to a financial professional about life insurance and retirement income with Pacific Life.
Here's to you, my darling.
No, to you.
You guys are so cute.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, what?
It just seems an undercurrent of discontent between you.
Oh, you could float a boat on that current.
We want everything.
You maybe should have gotten a divorce lawyer. Starting to think that things are getting a little out of hand.
What do you think?
Ivy!
See, this is why I don't have friends.
Rated R.
Hi, you might know me from my other job, but I'm a business owner too. Here at Once Upon a Farm, we chose the Capital One Venture X business card. With no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to meet our business needs. Love it. And unlimited double miles means we earn more too. Sweet, right? And when we travel, we get access to over 1,000 airport lounges. I could get used to this. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet?
4 more pesos to go.
With Amex Business Platinum, you earn 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked through AmexTravel.com, so you can get rewarded for expanding your business. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
With USPS Ground Advantage, it's like you're with us every step of the way.
Right on time.
Stay in the know from your dock to their door.
Choice is the ultimate luxury, and now it's yours with Taco Bell's $5 box, $7 box, and $9 box. Now featuring the cheesy street chalupas. That's luxe for less. The $5, $7, and $9 Luxe Cravings boxes only at Taco Bell.
We've got you covered Monday to Friday all season long with our all-new SEC Network fall football weekday lineup. Every show is also available streaming on the new ESPN app. Matthew's in there with Alyssa and Harp on Tuesdays.
Yep. Gene Chiswick's back on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Can't keep him away, can we? We love Chiz. Moss up past the 40-yard line to the 41, 4-yard pickup. Story has been the Aggie defense so far in this one. 4 first-half sacks, all coming on the last 2 drives. Ruben Owens in the game as Moss goes out. There's no pitch count for Moss. It's just that the Aggies have a lot of choices in the backfield to go with Marcel Reed. And here is Owens running hard near the 40. That's 18 more.
Well blocked up front. It's a tight zone to the right. Really nice patience. You got big Mark Nabu in there. He's in there at right guard for Maj Reed Adams. So they've got some flipping around along the offensive front. It's not just Trey Zune who's out of the lineup. Seeing Aggie being attended to on the sideline.
It was Moss 2 plays ago. It was Owens on the last play. It's Amari Daniels on this one in the backfield. It's a play-by-play rotation in the backfield for Texas A&M.
Mike Elko wanted a timeout. I think might be, wonder.
First charge timeout.
From a personnel standpoint.
Texas A&M, 30 seconds in length.
Just over 5 minutes to go in the first half for Coach Elko. 2 years at Duke, 2 years now at Texas A&M, 25-14 record. See the games coming up. Florida, South Florida, Michigan and Oklahoma tonight with Alabama and Louisiana Monroe. There's one more I have to call out that's on ESPN2 at 3:30. Missouri and Kansas.
Yeah, man. Yeah, buddy.
The border war is being played for the first time in 14 years.
We were there. How many years was it when they played Kansas State for the first time?
2 years ago.
Yeah, and it was like they hadn't played each other forever since they joined the league.
It was the 99th meeting of those two schools.
Well, that was an epic game.
It sure was.
How many yards was it? 56 yards?
62.
Only 62.
Longest.
Would have been 57 before the delay of game.
You're still upset about that. Reed pumps and throws, and it's caught by Concepcion. Gets right near the marker. See if they can get him going. That's 11 for KC.
Well, Ugo, he got up clapping his hands. He ought to be thrilled. You're on an island out there with Concepcion. Ugo, yes, conceded the catch, but got him to the ground quickly. Obviously first down yardage, but that's a dangerous guy to be on the far side of the field all by yourself with.
Rio Craver still looking for a catch. KC's got a couple. Back to the ground to Daniels. Amari. A couple of bursts on this drive. He gets down to the 21. It's a 9-yard pickup for him.
That's a great description. I mean, he really did hit the hole. Put his foot in the ground and got downhill quickly. You see the Aggie offensive front doing a good job on their combination blocks. Utah State, both the guards are uncovered. The offensive guards are uncovered. You're working in combination with the center or the tackle almost every snap.
Another handoff to Daniels, and he's tripped up this time. Inaoka Migao on the tackle.
Remember, you were talking about an Aggie offensive front that's been shuffled around. Trey Zune, he's in the locker room being assessed, got rolled up on a short yardage play. Big Mark Nabu, who's missed most, if not all, of last season at center. He's in there at right guard.
Straight at Moss. Touchdown. First time he's crossed the goal line in over 10 months and it's a 21-yard score. Moss has 59 yards rushing, Reed 35, Owens 31. Daniels has a few yards rushing as well. Already more rushing yards this week than they had all of last week.
A great job. I mean, he just hits it right downhill. Nate Boerkircher just shaves it right off his hind end. If it was worth $1, there's only 58 cents left because he cut that one tight. Moss with the stiff arm to finish it. What a run. Nice patience. You'd think that that play would hit further to the right. The point of attack ends up being right downhill on the backside blockers. Nice vision. A strong finish to that drive by Moss.
6.3 yards per carry last year, and it's over that mark in 2 weeks so far this season. And Utah State will start at their own 25 again, and the question is, Alyssa, can Utah State do anything offensively?
Yeah, that will be the question, Taylor. And I just wanted to share this as Le'Veon Moss came off the sidelines after that last touchdown. You've seen him wear those bright cleats before. He did it a few times last season. He's added the gloves. Him and the rest of the running back room had very brightly colored gloves and cleats last week. It's so that his son can see him on the field. We're told that his son LJ learned colors before he learned numbers. So that's how he can identify dad out there. Pretty cute.
LJ's okay, that's LJ's younger brother who's not watching dad right now. Miles Davis gets up to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, there's no color shoes that's going to help him out. That kid's getting some much-needed rest. Middle of the game.
Oh, there's LJ. He's standing up. He's paying attention. Yeah.
Look at those shoes.
He's locked in.
Yep. You just look in the end zone to find dad's shoes on that last drive.
Toss goes to Jacobs, and he's up to the 35-yard line with an inability to protect their quarterback.
Yeah.
You would think option-style offense might be something to get Utah State going.
Yeah, you know, they kind of went heavy play action on the last couple of possessions. Now back to the ground game. So that time you fake it to the right and you run a quick pitch to the weak side, just trying to pick up some open space, and did.
Fake to Jacobs, and Barnes ahead for a few.
Keep it on the ground. That first down's going to help. And you see, looks like Anderson, the right tackle, banged up a little bit at the end of that play. Barnes kind of was, he ran to the right side.
For an injured player.
There's a transfer from Pitt. Barnes will go over to the sideline. There's Trey. Big right tackle from Eagle Mountain, Utah. Well, these are the sort of things that Coach Mendenhall does not want to see. That is a tough-minded, disciplined, principled coach.
You see, it's just a lot like that Trey Zune injury.
He knew it immediately, too.
Yep. Yep. That's two tackles we've seen in this game get rolled up. You see, he was fighting an uphill battle size-wise, 285. You see that right knee's already braced up pretty good. Got rolled up from behind. That brace doesn't do you much good.
One thing that's impressive about Mendenhall is how beloved and
this is the 2-minute
admired
timeout.
He is by his entire team, by his former players as well. He coaches them hard, and they love him for it. His team is in a big hole, though, against Texas A&M.
reaching your financial goals can feel impossible. But we can help you seize them. Credit Karma gives you personalized guidance to improve your credit, savings, taxes, and more, so you can find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
Another Saturday with Saban.
Hey, Coach. Great W technique.
It's a process to win, and winning is a process.
And one coat for the win.
That's how I roll.
Good one, Coach.
Get one coat hide in over 1,000 colors with Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot.
No weak spots in my coverage.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that opens up a world of possibilities. With Venture X, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. And turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
This game has gotten out of control. All the money, the unpredictability. It's time we instate a commissioner.
Introducing the commissioner of coverage, the Aflac Duck.
Commish, when health insurance falls short, who pays you cash to help with your medical bills?
Aflac. The commissioner has spoken.
I love that duck.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover with
Aflac, an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Y'all can ask about it at work.
What powers her? Her team, her family, her fans, her food. At Sprouts, we're on a mission to power women on and off the field. We nourish strength. We feed ambition. We fuel women's health on all journeys, whether she's bringing home a win or winning at dinner. Sprouts is powering greatness.
What's up, y'all? Coming up on the Farm Bridge Halftime Report, can Arch bounce back along with the Longhorns? We got Ole Miss, Kentucky breakdown and top 25 update. But, Vito's, what are you seeing in Kyle Field?
A little bit of history. 3 sacks and 3 plays for Cassius Howell. Very motivated defense after Coach Elko got on him.
Motivated. I like that.
Barnes ball deflected there at the line of scrimmage. It was TJ Searcy that got his hands on it, guys. Look forward to your update at halftime. Here it's 3rd and 8 for Utah State, down 24-6. And then Aggie defense, Stench, has gotten better and better as the game has gone on.
It really has. Kept Utah State on this end of the field. Really, this possession seemed mostly centered around, can Utah State just shorten and get out of this quarter and get into half? Big conversion here.
Barnes loads up, throws the deep ball. It is incomplete. It was on the hands of Brady Boyd, but Tyreek Chappelle ran right with him.
Utah State lucky to be punting this football away. Although likely if Chappelle gets this pick, he goes down and he's down. They might end up net, ending up with the same type of field position. But either way, Utah State kept the ball on the ground, trying to run some clock there. See if they can't limit Texas A&M's possessions here in the first half.
Rico punting for the 5th time in this half. Concepcion runs up off the bounce. And in front of the 25-yard line. Aggies do have 2 timeouts and 101 seconds to go. Marcel Reed, 161 total yards. He's run for 35 yards in a score and thrown for over 100 and a passing touchdown. Utah State has done nothing on the ground today. Let's see if the Aggies can score on their 5th possession and 5th time in 7 possessions. That's the Texas A&M Aggies in this battle of the Aggies today. E.J. Smith is in the backfield now with Reed. Marcel downfield, incomplete off the hands of Bethel Roman.
that time on target. Bethel Roman run through that catch. We saw earlier on a crossing route where Reed was behind his intended receiver. And Bussey, that time Bethel Roman, it's a couple times where we've seen Bethel Roman targeted, just couldn't come up with the catch. They love his speed, his ability to take the top off the defense. Has not been as sure-handed so far in this game.
It's E.J. Smith, and he runs ahead to the 29, tackled by Anoka Miguel. Clock is continuing to run. Aggie's not in any hurry yet.
Not a ton of urgency as yet. Still looking to the sideline. They've got timeouts in their pocket. Seeking to get that conversion at that point if they don't stand on the gas.
Third down, first down. Bethel Roman ran that route perfectly. Arnold pushed him out, but 17 for the freshman from Missouri City, Texas.
Kind of undressed the coverage. You have that return motion. They send him into the core, inside the tackles, then spin him right back out. Bethel Roman, with his type of speed, if you can get it to him in space, you can pick up some yards.
Based on Zirkel's leg in practice, they think he can kick it 55 to 60 yards. He's never done it in a game in 5 years of college football. Reed, they're in range now. There's Craver's first catch.
There's a good-looking ball from Marcel Reed. We talked about it. They have not been able to connect them. These passes over the middle that time. Throws a strike.
15 yards for Mario. Short throw to Mellon Olstrom. That is his 200th career completion for Marcel Reed. Still 38 seconds in his pocket and 2 timeouts.
So wholesale change there. Swapping some guys out. Bethel Roman out. Mellon Olstrom out. Bring Borkircher in there. Typically the tight end's in there for runs. See if he doesn't stay in to protect.
Plenty of time. Takes off. First down, Aggies all the way down to the 12.
Nice pickup by E.J. Smith just to allow for the time for Marcel Reed to say, you know what, now I'm going to try to get downfield. Just so hard to beat Tatoa. For him to be in space like that, it's just so hard. You hear him chant Marcel Reed again.
24-yard run, still the 2 timeouts. Can use anything you want in the playbook with 30 seconds left in the half. Reed runs into defenders there, right at the line of scrimmage, and Aggies will use one of those timeouts.
Second charge timeout. Texas A&M. 30 seconds.
At that time, Utah State, the 5-man pressure. You can see Reed. We talked about it. You know, it's a guy that he trusts his feet a lot. They don't want to diminish that, right? You don't want him to walk away from it. You've seen it. It's a big weapon on undesigned plays.
Coming up at halftime, you can watch the live performance of the Fightin' Texas Aggie Band on SEC Network Plus. Start streaming now on the ESPN app. They don't leave at halftime at Kyle Field to watch those guys.
Plus, that's part of the show. I mean, the folks here at Kyle Field, they're here for this football team to support the program, no doubt. But they've got their own activities. I mean, half the time, we'll be sitting here during TV timeouts going, I don't know, they're chanting about something, but they are definitely into it, whatever it is.
They don't like Texas. I've picked up on that.
No, they don't care for Texas.
2nd and 10. Reed. Flushed out, throws. Caught. Flag on the field. Concepcion has the touchdown.
Holding, defense, the play. Touchdown.
Just put it up and let one of the best receivers in the game make a play.
Wow. I mean, in a crowd, to say the least.
Aggies are now 5 for 5 in the red zone, all of which are touchdowns. And how about that drive? Oh, the extra point by Circle, no good. 30-6 the score. 8 plays, 77 yards in 1 minute, 25 seconds, and only used 1 timeout.
Maybe the hardest hit was off the upright. So watch right here. He's going to work all the way across the formation. Does Concepcion? We mentioned, Marcel Reed, his feet as a runner. How about this? Just buying enough time and the arm strength. There's 3 defenders. He drops it right over the outstretched arms of Bobby Arnold. And Concepcion, we talk about his punt return ability. Look at that focus. That's a lot of traffic for that ball to find its way through. And you can see, as this season is unfolding, the chemistry that can develop between a quarterback and receiver. Marcel Reed, that 2-minute drill, his legs were huge as a runner, but that time was just enough to buy time. Unblocked blitzer, buys enough time, drops it in the bucket for a touchdown.
Utah State has only 16 seconds left in the half. They do get the ball to start the second half. Texas A&M beating Texas San Antonio last week, playing Utah State this week at the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame next Saturday in South Bend.
They don't know what's coming, man. We just got done talking about this fan base. Can you imagine? The real question in that game is there going to be another fan takeover? We've seen it. Nebraska took over the stadium. Georgia's taken over that stadium in South Bend. This fan base, as enthusiastic and fired up as it is, Notre Dame's got a lot of in-game fan activity. They do a lot of stuff like that. That'll be a fun atmosphere.
Miles Davis takes the handoff, and that'll run out the clock here in the first half. Texas A&M over 300 total yards. Marcel Reed's thrown for 149. He's run for 59. 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown for him.
Where's that?
Cassius Howell, 3 consecutive sacks on 3 straight plays in the first half.
It's the turkey, right, of pass rushes. Really impressive.
Here's what Mike Elko thinks about it with Alyssa.
Coach, you said you wanted to see physical intensity from your defense. What did you make of Cassius Howell coming up with 3 sacks in a row?
Yeah, that would identify it. Yeah, I think obviously he had a big half. We got a lot of confidence in him, and they tried to push the pocket a little bit, and I think we can win that way.
What's your plan for the offense for the second half?
Yeah, I think we just want to continue to mix it up, continue to try to take what they're giving us. I think Marcel got into a better rhythm as the half went on, and we got the run game going, and so just keep going.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep, thanks.
Thank you both. Appreciate you. Peter Burns, Chris Doring, and Benjamin Watson have you covered at halftime.
Thank you, Taylor. Welcome to the SEC halftime.
Here at Kyle Field in College Station. He's Matthew. I'm Taylor. Alyssa's down there. The rankings don't mean anything this first week in September, but there is no way there are 18 teams that should be ranked ahead of Texas A&M.
That's part of the reason why they don't mean anything right now, right? Because we're watching it unfold before our very eyes. I think one of the best teams, not only in the country, but may ultimately prove to be one of the best teams here in the Southeastern Conference. A lot of people talking about Texas A&M, the pieces that they returned, the majority of both sides of the football, but then the adds that were made, specifically at some of the skill positions like wide receiver. You have to be pleased with what you're seeing as this season is developing. Let's look to build on what was otherwise a strong first half.
Just 61 total yards for Utah State in that first half. As sound as A&M was offensively, they were just as strong defensively. Utah State just 13 yards rushing. The Aggies sacked them 4 times. The sun shines on this first down. And Utah State goes to the ground and bust it. Miles Davis. Remember last week on the first play of the second half, Texas San Antonio had a 75-yard touchdown run. This one goes for 30.
Yeah, reminiscent, exactly as you noted. Great job bending it back. So you end up getting captured on the backside, and there's nobody home on the cutback. Nice run by Davis.
Robert Henry did it last week. Barnes escapes the pressure as Bryce Anderson almost got him. Second down.
Well, I think Utah State thought they were going to get a free snap right there. I think they thought they had A&M. You see, they're pointing. But I think they thought guys were catching a free snap downfield, and instead no flag came out. A&M defense did not encroach into the neutral zone. So that whole snap was that whole play was off kilter without the flag.
On 2nd and 10, Barnes rolls against his body, throws incomplete, too wide of his intended target, Braden Hagan. Third down.
That ball came out weird, Taylor. I think he was probably trying to push it downfield to Brock Lane, his tight end, who was open. They basically had the A&M defense and the coverage that they were looking for to that side of the field. If you think about after that big gainer to open this, and Texas A&M defense able to kind of catch their breath here on 3rd down.
Barnes just 5 of 13 passing and hasn't converted a 3rd down. Time to throw downfield, flags everywhere, out of bounds. Pagan and Lee. And an initial holding call goes against Lee here. And that is the call.
Automatic, 1st down.
Yeah, the flag came out early. Ball was about 10 yards downfield, and yeah, you can see he had a hold of Pagan's jersey right there at the collar. You see the flag came out. Ball hadn't even arrived yet. Nowhere close. Good eyes by the official. The protection held up relatively well, better than we've seen really all afternoon by Utah State.
Jacobs running around, 3 backs in the backfield. Barnes keeps it himself and gets ahead to the 31. Bryson, one of the super seniors on this team, beat Florida and USC when he was the starting quarterback for Utah. Almost came out the bench and won the Rose Bowl.
Gutty player, guy that's obviously a gamer. Keep in mind, Utah State without their starting right tackle, and Trey Anderson.
And it's Davis who runs ahead to the 28-yard line.
Over there running behind Junior Sia, number 62, who's in there in relief of Anderson, got hurt right as the first half was closing.
So it's another 3rd down, and they did get a 1st down off of the last 3rd down, but it doesn't count as a conversion because it was a holding penalty against Texas A&M. So Utah State 0 for 6 on this down today, and they're short here with flags on the field.
A procedure penalty on Utah State. They had that full backfield, 3 backs in the
Illegal
backfield.
formation, offense, 5 men in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So you see all the backs in the backfield, but you got to have 7 up, right? So this receiver, the inside receiver, he has to be up on the line of scrimmage. He's off. So I say another procedure penalty for the Utah State Aggies. Backs them up once again. Would not have had the yardage necessary to convert on that 3rd down.
You would think 2 downs to get a 1st here, which is why Davis gets the carry and gets near the 30. It'll be 4th down. More flags are down too.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 17. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Albert Regis called for it. These are the kind of things that drive Coach Elko crazy. as he looks for consistent performance, drive by drive from his defense.
You see Albert Regis is like, what? Because it wasn't on him. It should have been on Scooby Williams, who was coming downhill at his linebacker spot, who did commit the face mask penalty.
Utah State trying to take advantage, end zone. It's Braden Pagan, and it's a touchdown. 16-yard catch for Pagan. Looked like he was bothered by the collision there, but it's 6 for Utah State.
See, double move, a little slant and go. See that? Just kind of deked on Will Lee, and Will Lee bit hard. Pagan on that side getting the better of one of the better corners in the Southeastern Conference, Will Lee.
Coach Mendenhall will call timeout as his team
First charge timeout.
Was prepared to go for 2
Utah
there.
State, 30 seconds in length.
Well, Bronco Mendenhall told us last night something that will really stick with us. He said, culture precedes performance, and he needs to build one at Utah State. He built it at BYU. His teams won 99 games in 11 years there. He took Virginia to the Orange Bowl while he was the head coach in Charlottesville. He was at New Mexico last year. You see the 99 wins he had in 11 seasons over in Provo. We referenced what he did for the Wahoos. And then last year in New Mexico, the team that was 0-4 to start and finished with 5 wins. And he comes back home to Utah to coach the Aggies, and there is no doubt he will build a culture of winning at Utah State as they move to the Pac-12 next year. Here's the 2-point play. Barnes throws, and that's 2 for Javen Jacobs.
How about that to open the second half? The Utah State Aggies going there at halftime. It would have been easy to feel discouraged. So that coaching staff got them wound up, came out, and they were throwing haymakers on the ground and in the passing game. I'd like to amend.
The Blink Outdoor 4 camera has up to 2 years of battery life.
2 years? No way. I'm impressed.
The Blink Outdoor 4 camera, available at the Home Depot.
Look at that detail.
What powers her? Her team, her family, her fans, her food. At Sprouts, we're on a mission to power women on and off the field. We nourish strength. We feed ambition. We fuel women's health on all journeys, whether she's bringing home a win or winning at dinner. Sprouts is powering greatness.
New car quality without the new car price. At Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Shop a huge pre-owned selection at both locations. Over 30 pre-owned priced under $20,000. At Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Used cars for any need and budget. We've got it at Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Call me first, Harold Hurst. HuntsvilleToyotaPM.com and BCSToyota.com.
Fansville, Special Teams Unit.
How's it look?
We got multiple punctures.
Evidence suggests a crime of passion.
It appears we have ourselves a flag planting.
Those tech fans make me sick.
We got a composite.
Is that a duck with ice cold Dr. Pepper?
That's no duck. That's a platypus. And a mascot always returns to the scene of an upset. Get that fan!
Stinks!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
How does Freshpet make healthy food for dogs?
the same way you make healthy food for people. Start here.
On farms like mine.
Plant the seeds, tend to the soil, feed the animals. Harvest fresh.
Ship it fresh.
And craft it into recipes that are vet-developed and protein-packed. Then when people tell you,
we can't put dog food in our fridges,
you build your own. Because your dog deserves fresh, healthy food just like you. Freshpet. Healthy food fresh from the fridge.
Texas A&M has given up a touchdown to start each of the first 2 games in the second half. Utah State has scored one on the opening drive of each of these games, and the new score is 30-14. Braden Pagan, first ever touchdown. Fielded at the 4 by Bussey. Terry around the corner. Tackled just shy of midfield. Great position for the Texas A&M offense, Alyssa.
Yeah, guys, just a quick injury update for you. We were tracking offensive lineman Trey Zune for Texas A&M in the first half. I'm told he is back out here. He is available if they need him, but unlikely that he comes back into this game. Also, Mike Elko kind of showing shades of what we saw from him at the beginning of this game when the defense first let their foot off the gas, going over to his defensive unit on the bench when they came off the field after that last Utah State touchdown and really lighting into them. Again, how many times have we said the word consistency today? He's not seeing it here at the start of the second half.
Well, he knows, if this team's going to achieve what it could, they got to play better defense than that coming out of halves.
Reed swings it over to Craver, and Craver only gets a few. Just inside the 48 down to the 47-yard line. Just Mario's second catch. Reed 12 of 19 in the first half for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns passing, and also ran for a score. Now Moss and Le'Veon inside the 45. Another third down coming up for Texas A&M.
And the A&M offensive front, other than Zune at left tackle, back intact. Amaj Reed Adams there at right guard. Mark Nebu at center. They ended the half with Nebu at right guard. Fiao in there at center.
It's Concepcion going to the top of your screen on this 3rd and 4. Looking that way, throwing, and it's wide of KC. 4th down.
You think really slow start for the Texas A&M football team, offensively and defensively.
Offense stays on the field.
So the coaching staff saying, look, they're challenging these guys. You get a great return. You see Utah State's caught a little short. They're surprised that the offense stayed out. They had a returner back.
Have to get to the 40 to move the chains. Reed, time, wide of Concepcion. Turnover on downs. How about this start for Utah State?
Could not have started any better for Utah State. Texas A&M, I'm not sure they've gotten out of the locker room yet to play the second half.
Frigidaire can bake fresh pizza in just 2 minutes. Dough to done in 2. Yes, sir. Show us again.
With temperatures of 750 degrees, get stone-baked pizza in as little as 2 minutes, only from Frigidaire. Available at the Home Depot.
With Amex Business Platinum, you get access to over 1,400 lounges worldwide, including the Centurion Lounge, which means you can recharge for your next business adventure. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
This game has gotten out of control. All the money, the unpredictability. It's time we instate a commissioner.
Introducing the commissioner of coverage, the Aflac Duck.
Commish, when health insurance falls short, who pays you cash to help with your medical bills?
Aflac. The commissioner has spoken.
I love that duck.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover with
Aflac, an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Y'all could ask about it at work.
Pack your beard guns.
New car quality without the new car price.
at Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Shop a huge pre-owned selection at both locations. Over 30 pre-owned priced under $20,000 at Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Used cars for any need and budget. We've got it at Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Call me first, Harold Hurst. HuntsvilleToyotaPM.com and BCSToyota.com.
Hey, really appreciate you treating us to Canes today, Todd.
Hey, anything from my favorite TV personality. Oh, and Kirk Herbstreit.
Hey, I'm used to it. We're going to miss the tailgate.
This is the tailgate.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers.
One love.
The College Football Playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the National Championship January 19th on ESPN.
Let's check out the good hands play brought to you by Allstate. Braden Pagan, first ever touchdown after UCLA and Utah State finally gets into the end zone. Had to take a finger to the eye in order to get it. But Utah State is down 2 scores. They do need 2-point conversions after touchdowns in order to tie it up. The Bronco Mendenhall's team has come out strong to start the second half, and they have good field position after Texas A&M turned it over on downs. Anthony Garcia was the intended target there, but Barnes way too far in front of him.
That time Will Lee just jammed Garcia, just couldn't get off. And downfield, can the Texas A&M defense respond? So as you mentioned already, Taylor, this is shades of the opener versus UTSA. Come out of the locker room in the third quarter, and you're just sleepwalking. Utah State punched them right in the mouth. The offense gives the ball right back to their opponent. Can the Utah State Aggies capitalize? Good field position to start this possession.
Empty backfield. Seen Barnes run it in these sets before. Can't do anything there. Just gets thrown to the ground by Marco Jones as he was trying to get rid of it. A freshman from Dublin, California.
Going to get up for grounding here.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 16. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Lost down. Third down.
Sack number 5.
And the Aggies get there, but really it's just we're holding the ball too long. You have to know, especially on the road. You can see Barnes, he started out to the right. He's working to the left side of their formation. And by then, you're asking the protection to hold up too long. We've already said your offensive line's reshuffled. You got a backup right tackle. Your left tackle has struggled to hold up in protection. Got to get rid of that football.
Second charge timeout. Utah State. 30 seconds.
A lot of transition for Utah State as they keep getting adjusted to each other. Week 2 football continues today at 2:30, 3:30, 5, 7, and 7:30 Eastern on SEC Network Plus and the all-new ESPN app. It's all over the place. They moved up that Georgia kick because of weather today. It's like a PGA Tour event where if there's weather coming, hey, we're going to tee off early today. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I've never heard of that before. I mean, if you're a fan, you cut your tailgate short. You're gonna have plenty of leftover buffalo chicken dip or something because you got to go into the stadium to see kick.
Stinch has never heard the words leftover chicken dip in his life.
Fair point. Time constraints.
Third in Corpus Christi. Barnes. Nowhere to go. Albert Regis ran him into the Utah State bench. 4th down.
And he bobsledded into the Utah State bench, diving after Barnes and Regis. These big guys, when they give chase that long, and then to see a running back or a quarterback just duck out of bounds, they got to get something for the effort. He's like, I'm not going to waste all this running for nothing. Marco Jones able to get that sack, or at least force the intentional grounding on the previous snap.
Landon Rico punting for the 6th time. Casey Concepcion.
Great punt.
Lets it go over his head, and then it goes in for a touchback. 61. It's a long punt, 61 yards there. but he wishes it was 60. Coming up next, South Florida and Florida here on SEC Network. Dave, Fozzie, and Morgan there in the swamp to call it. The Bulls looked terrific last week, beating the brakes off Boise State. Gators had what felt like a scrimmage against Long Island.
Yeah, DJ Lagway, even in the passing game, didn't push the ball downfield. You saw it. His completions were like 7 yards or less, I want to say. A lot of line of scrimmage throws. Didn't scramble much. Only took a couple of sacks.
Quick throw. Reed gets it out to Bussey. Bussey had that touchdown catch earlier. He gets up to the 26, 6-yard gain. Should be a good test for the Gators, I would think, today.
Absolutely. I mean, you think about what they did, what USF did to Boise State in the opener, a ranked Boise State team, respected coming into the season, and they just mollywopped them. And to think that they start the season that way, week 2, a lot of things can happen. But no question, that's not a layup win in what is otherwise a brutal schedule for the Gators.
Reed, another quick throw, and it's Bussey again, and he's out there near the 35-yard line. I do like all these matchups this week, Stinch, that have regional meaning. We're going to see that obviously in a little while with Mizzou and Kansas playing for the first time in 14 years. We just referenced Florida and South Florida, Iowa and Iowa State playing right now. Moss on his feet to the 40. And how about what NC State and Virginia are doing today? They're playing in a non-conference game today. It doesn't count in the ACC standings. Saw North Carolina and Wake Forest do that a few years back.
Timeout for an injury.
So Brevin Hamblin still down for Utah State.
Yeah, just to clarify, there's been a lot of conference realignment, but Virginia Tech and NC State are both still in the ACC, just so folks know, but does not count as a conference game, even though it's between 2 conference teams.
Bronco Mendenhall's old team, Virginia, trails the Wolfpack 35-31. That's on ESPN2. But the point in playing that game is the fans in that region want it.
Yeah, how about that?
You get SMU and Baylor in this state today. Houston and Rice, not far from here, playing in this state today. Love that they're doing all that.
Yeah.
Second and 5 for Reed all day to fire a missile down there to Craver.
And you can see it's got to be a frustrating play at that time for defensive coordinator Nick Howell. As you can tell in this possession, he's like, look, I'm going to make you read this defense. He's not committing a lot of players to the line of scrimmage.
It's Reed keeping it. Marcel takes on defenders down to the 35-yard line.
So what I'm saying is that what they have is they have fewer defenders to defend what would be tackle to tackle. Texas A&M will have the 5 offensive linemen and a tight end. And Utah State saying we're going to try to control the box with just 5 defenders and flood the coverage with bodies and make Marcel Reed read the coverage.
Now near side, Concepcion. Boy, you can just see the burst, can't you? Each time he catches the football, the yak, yards after catch, something that he was terrific with at NC State, and he's brought here to College Station.
Yeah, he's definitely one of these guys that very quickly has made an impact on this roster. They talked about his practice habits, his presence in that wide receiver room, and how it's changed that entire group of players this year.
15 yards, caught it for about 8 or 9, ran it 5, 6 more. Reed, short ball to Craver. Just get these guys the ball, let them take over. That's what Coach Elko was talking about last week, Matt, is, some of these really should count as runs because you're just these line of scrimmage throws, allowing your athletes to take over.
Well, that time, it's interesting with Craver, another guy that they say has got great competitive spirit, competitive character. He only had 17 catches last year for Mississippi State. He'll eclipse that. Who knows? He gets hot in the second half. Could be today.
Second and 4 as Reed has a couple seconds left on the play clock and hands it off to Owens. And Rubin has a first down. First and goal, Texas A&M.
Almost inviting the run. You've got Texas A&M, these heavy personnel, and if you can't pick up yardage, you've got an advantage, a numbers advantage. Different from last week. You didn't see that a lot. UTSA was like, look, we'll just load up the box and force the ball to the perimeter. This time A&M, albeit with some completions, some big ones on this drive.
Ninth play of it right here. Reed to the back, end zone, touchdown, Concepcion. Wow, how good was Marcel Reed on that drive? 6 of 6 for 63 yards, and he finds his new favorite target for 6.
This is, it's kind of a schizophrenic performance, really. You think about that opening possession, ugly opening possession for the A&M offense. Ugly opening possession for the defense. So they start these second halves slow, wake back up.
Rolling on the field is a touchdown. That play is under further review.
We're going to take a look and see. You know, that ball was towards the back end zone, back of the end zone, the end line.
Did Concepcion make the catch and do it in play?
Yeah, see if he had firm control. It didn't look as if it made contact with the ground.
Foot's down. Does he have the ball? It certainly appears so.
The other side, and see if this ball makes contact with the ground where there's a lack of firm control. I don't see the ball ever make contact with what is a fantastic field here at Kyle Field. It never looked as if that ball made contact with anything other than Concepcion.
KC had 18 touchdowns for the Wolfpack in 2 years. He had 2 last week, 1 on a punt return, 1 on a reception, and he has, if this is upheld, he'll have 2 more today. Junior from Charlotte, North Carolina. Came over from NC State, and Coach Elko said, just come catch passes from Marcel Reed. He did, and then signed up to be an Aggie.
Yeah, that was a heck of a story, wasn't it? How about that recruiting pitch? Come to a practice. Watch this guy. He can spin it.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Touchdown.
Yeah, it looked pretty clear that it was a catch. Never saw the ball make contact with the ground. It did not involve the boundary. Heck of a drive and an answer by Texas A&M.
Zirkle gets back on track. And the new score is 37-14. With 6:07 to go in the third quarter, the 19th ranked fighting Aggies up big.
Another Saturday with Saban.
Hey, Coach, I got the latest kit of smoke alarm.
Good defense needs to adapt.
You know, I used to play a little defense, Coach.
Man, you got to be fast to play defense these days.
Well, I was in middle school.
Get over 25% faster smoke detection with Kidda Smoke Alarms. Available at the Home Depot.
Grab the ladder, Speedy. We got 3 more rooms to go.
During its first year, a humpback calf and its mother are almost inseparable. She lifts her calf to its first breath of air and then protects it on their long journey. One of the most important things you can do is help the next generation. Protect the ones you love with Pacific Life's trusted financial solutions. Talk to a financial professional about life insurance and retirement income with Pacific Life.
car quality without the new car price. At Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Shop a huge pre-owned selection at both locations. Over 30 pre-owned priced under $20,000. At Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Used cars for any need and budget. We've got it at Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Call me first, Harold Hurst. HuntsvilleToyotaPM.com and BCSToyota.com.
Fansville, Special Teams Unit.
How's it look?
We got multiple punctures.
Evidence suggests a crime of passion.
It appears we have ourselves a flag planting.
Those Tech fans make me sick.
We got a composite.
Is that a duck with ice cold Dr. Pepper?
That's no duck. That's a platypus. And a mascot always returns to the scene of an upset. Get that fan!
Stinks!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Your family deserves.
Peter Burns here with a AT&T Studio update. Arch Manning already 4 touchdowns through the air, 290-plus yards. This time using his legs. Gonna tiptoe down the sideline. 5th touchdown for Mr. Manning. Some might say generational talent in the family.
Arch sure looks good on that play. Thank you, Peter. Texas going to be 1-1 after today over here in College Station. The Aggies up big on Utah State. Most teams in the SEC cheer for other teams in the SEC. I don't know that the Aggies had much of a problem watching the Buckeyes beat Texas last week, but Arch sure looks good today. Did make the one mistake. 295 passing yards and that rushing touchdown you just saw. As he transitions into being the full-time starter this year. Started a couple of games when Quinn Ewers was injured last year. Back to the ground goes Utah State, and Miles Davis gets a few yards here. You know, Texas A&M's schedule is one thing to talk about here in the second half, Matt. At Notre Dame next week, and that is a massive game. One of the biggest involving an SEC teams this year, going to South Bend. They have a week off, then they host Auburn on September 27th. They also host Florida and South Carolina. They play at Texas, at LSU, at Arkansas. That at Arkansas will be interesting. Of course, that's been a neutral site game for many years. It's moving to campus.
All 11 players never got set. By rule, that's a false start. Offense, 5 yards.
And if you have 3 permanent opponents in this 9-game conference schedule, I wonder who the Aggies, the Texas A&M Aggies, will get. You would certainly think they get Texas.
Texas is one of them, right?
LSU,
Arkansas. Right? Stick those in there. You'd think that they would. But then you got to consider that there's other rivalries that you have to fit in, and that 9-game schedule where you might not be able to accommodate what were otherwise traditional rivalries.
Sidearm pass to Jacobs. That's a first down for Javen.
Boy, Torian York, he was trying to get the defense set up. He's directing traffic. Look at 21 back there. He's frustrated. You can see him. He's the one that's trying to get. He's trying to get to that backfield, in the backfield to Jacobs.
Barnes wide of Boyd. Second down.
We saw a couple of snaps like that last week. You know, York, they put a lot on him. We were talking with Jay Bateman, defensive coordinator. Mike Elko was calling the defense. They said York, very, very smart. Got definitely a talented linebacker, but they're asking him to do even more. And there's been moments of frustration where he's trying to get guys in the right spot before the snap.
Handoff to Jacobs. It'll be third down again for Utah State. They are 0 for 7 today on third down. They were just 2 of 12 last week.
It's been a difficult down. Part of it's because of the protection. You know, they have not been able to hold up. They've been third in longer distances. Because of that, it's proven to be a real challenge to keep the pocket clean enough to get the ball downfield for Barnes.
Will he have time? Pocket collapsed and Barnes went down, and that's why it was not a good ball to Boyd.
Yeah, Tyler Onyedem again. Just a great power rush. Watch number 11. Just walk straight back. One arm bull. Once you get that arm in your chest, you know, it's hard to replace that off. He just walked George Miley back into the lap of the quarterback. We've seen that repeatedly today. That has been a consistent element to the A&M defense, the Texas A&M defense this year. The pass rush, the ability to affect the passer.
Rico, short punt. Concepcion calls for the fair catch. Here's Marcel Reed's day, Stinch.
Well, it's been pretty sporty. Been able to push the ball downfield. Excellent with his legs. He's been opportunistic, I think, with his legs. We haven't seen a lot of runs where they're intending for him to be a ball carrier. That play to Concepcion may be the most impressive, though, because he bought time in the pocket. And then, of course, gets it back in that end zone. 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing. Last week he had 4 passing touchdowns, a career high. He's on pace to perhaps get there. He's plenty of time here in the second half to get another.
Another line of scrimmage throw to Bussey. Terry goes around the corner. Ahead to the 24, pickup of 6.
You see that, and what A&M does, and they're capable of doing this probably even more so this year because of the speed outside. Just move the line of scrimmage and force the ball out there.
Reed takes off. Short of the first down.
Ball's
the ball
out.
came out. No, they're saying that the ground was what caused the ball to come out.
Reed is down.
Running on the field as the runner was down.
This is the last thing that any Texas A&M fan wanted to see.
He took a shot after he was down.
Lots of concern here at Kyle Field.
So he's down. Gabriel Iniguez comes in there. The nose guard. It looks like Reed landed on his right hand. And once again, Utah State said, okay, we're just going to rush 3. Reed had nowhere to go with the football. And we talked about this. We talked about this with the Texas A&M coaching staff, is, you know, how judicious do you feel you need to be with Reed, knowing that there's not a ton of knowns at the backup. Last year was different. You started the season with Connor Wegman, and Reed came onto the scene. You still had 2 quarterbacks with starting experience. You see Reed pop up. Maybe he just landed awkwardly. Took him a minute there. Chanting his name again here at Kyle Field.
Certainly good to see him not favoring anything as he goes over to the sideline. And I'm sure Alyssa will be paying close attention as he goes over there. And Miles O'Neill comes into the game, the redshirt freshman from Marblehead, Massachusetts. Played against New Mexico State last year, completing 5 of 6 passes for 51 yards. And this is his second appearance in an A&M uniform. Handoff to Owens on that third down, and it's right at the marker.
He got a great spot. It looked like it might have been a little bit closer than that. They're moving the sticks. I'll tell you, when we were talking with Coach Klein yesterday, he said that O'Neill might have the strongest arm he's ever been around. quarterback.
He was saying it to me on the field before the game too, Matt, that he has a cannon for an arm, and he said he's a lot quicker than you think. Look at those feet moving, throwing a perfect ball to Bethel Roman on the sideline.
He fit it right in there. Tucker coming over. Just couldn't get there in time. And Bethel Roman right on the boundary. See, timing's a little bit early. He's waiting on that to deliver the ball, but a well-placed throw.
25 yards on the completion, and those happy feet would have made Peyton Manning happy right there.
It was kind of Peyton Manning-esque, wasn't it? Another Manning here in the state of Texas A&M.
Reed has gone into the tent. We'll keep you updated on that. There are the feet again, and he'll take off. Won't get much. Tyree Morris on the tackle, a short gain for O'Neal.
Tyra Brown came in there and rocked O'Neal. See, Mata, as you see, it looks like there's a Utah State defender that's shaken up. Watch this shot. Boom.
Timeout for an injured player.
Tyree Morris is still down.
I think he was on the bottom of that pile. Either way, you know, if you're on that Texas A&M sideline, you got to kind of hold your breath a little bit. You can't have another quarterback go down now here on this series. Repeatedly where we've seen the quarterbacks pulling it down to scramble.
Guys, something I was noticing before Marcel Reed went down, and he is still in the 10. I'm standing here watching, waiting for him to come out. O'Neal was actually already what appeared to be warming up on the sideline, so he was ready to come in. Makes me wonder if Marcel was maybe a series away from being done for the day anyway.
Yeah, it would make sense up 23. Certainly no reason to go back to Marcel now, but you need him for Notre Dame, you need him for the rest of the season. But developing O'Neal as a backup is also something that will be helpful for Texas A&M. Marcel is inside that big tent right now. 2nd and 10 for Miles O'Neal and A&M. Blitz is picked up, but the pocket collapses and it's a pick. Thrown right to Avinger as O'Neal's arm was hit.
O'Neal got hammered as he threw. John Miller from his inside linebacker spot was able to win the protection. Look at this. Runs right through Owens. And O'Neal, it looked like he ever even saw Avinger. Now he had Bussey on a dig, but that was thrown well short of that route. Big turnover. Now the injury to Marcel Reed. A great field position here towards the end of the 3rd quarter for Utah State.
And the handoff to Davis. Miles just past midfield to the 49-yard line. It's the 4th interception for Avinger in his career, his first this year. Avinger played with a broken hand at one point in his career and a broken tibia at one point too. So tough-minded defensive player giving the ball back to Utah State, who have 3 backs either behind or near quarterback Bryson Barnes. And it goes to Noah White. He doesn't get much. And here comes the impossible down for Utah State.
It's been the one that has been the biggest challenge for Utah State all afternoon. This is a 3rd and passing down. You know, right here at midfield. They've had to help their tackles in protection repeatedly.
On 3rd and 8, Barnes will keep it and just have to throw it in the bench. He's getting pressured by the Aggies on the play. And it's 4th down.
You think Texas A&M able to escape what could have been a calamity there. You get that turnover. Your backup quarterback's in the game, and as Alyssa mentioned earlier, might have been by design, might have been one possession away from seeing O'Neal. Regardless, it's a good answer by Texas A&M defensively after the quick change on the turnover.
It's the 8th punt today for Rico. It's another short one that Concepcion will come up to make a fair catch on. 16 seconds left in the third quarter. And Miles O'Neill going back over to get ready to bring the offense onto the field after throwing the interception. It was just 1 for 2 passing last week at the end of the game against UTSA. Played against New Mexico State last year. Uneasy feeling now at Kyle Field after that Reed injury. And it's Daniels at the end of the quarter getting 9 yards for Texas A&M. Up 23 going to the final frame.
This is the end of the third quarter.
Marcel Reed comes out of that tent and he's headed to the locker room as Texas A&M goes to the fourth.
What does Texas A&M University stand for? We stand for excellence, respect, and loyalty. We stand for leadership, integrity, and selfless service. We stand for 4 straight hours. We stand up for others. We don't stand by, and we won't stand still. At Texas A&M, we know what we stand for. Come stand with us.
Frigidaire can bake fresh pizza in just 2 minutes. Dough to done in 2. Yes, sir.
Show us again. With temperatures of 750 degrees, get stone-baked pizza in as little as 2 minutes. Only from Frigidaire. Available at the Home Depot.
This game has gotten out of control. All the money, the unpredictability. It's time we instate a commissioner.
Introducing the commissioner of coverage, the Aflac Duck.
Commissioner, when health insurance falls short, who pays you cash to help with your medical bills?
Aflac. The commissioner has spoken.
I love that duck.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover with Aflac, an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Y'all could ask about it at work.
New car quality without the new car price. At Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Shop a huge pre-owned selection at both locations. Over 30 pre-owned priced under $20,000. At Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Used cars for any need and budget. We've got it at Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Call me first, Harold Hurst. HuntsvilleToyotaPM.com and BCSToyota.com.
This season on Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Yes, college football is back.
Our lives finally have meaning again.
After a really long offseason.
Look, our QB's on the draft slide.
Whoa!
Oh, he's going. To where? Not where he expected.
Everything will be questioned.
What is this place?
Don't they know it's Saturday?
Everything.
College football is changing.
The Dr. Pepper flavors, too.
It's all connected.
Fansville Season 8.
I don't think I've ever seen someone slide so far.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Hey, really appreciate you treating us to Canes today, Todd.
Hey, anything from my favorite TV personality. Oh, and Kirk Herbstreit.
Hey, I'm used to it.
Hey, you know Canes is our favorite pregame meal. Nothing like kicking off game day with hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce.
Speaking of the game, we gotta get back soon. What's the holdup?
Yeah, what's that noise?
Hello? Hello, anyone there?
We're gonna miss the tailgate.
This is the tailgate.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers.
One love.
Welcome back to College Station. We just saw starting quarterback Marcel Reed exit the injury tent, head into the locker room. I am told he is available but unlikely to return in this game. He's okay. They're just taking him back to the locker room to check him over one more time, guys.
Well, that sounds encouraging, Alyssa, as the Aggies of Texas A&M are up 23 on the Aggies of Utah State. Miles O'Neill hands to Amari Daniels, and Daniels is short of the first down at the 25-yard line. Texas
If I
A&M.
can emphasize again, Taylor, he did run into the locker room at a pretty good speed. Like, he looked okay.
400 total yards of offense today, most of which were done by Marcel Reed. Marcel threw for 3 touchdowns and ran for another. He has 8 total touchdowns in 2 games. And on 3rd and 1, rolling over people, Amari Daniels moves the chains.
Yeah, it took a second effort, though. In Utah State, we saw this play earlier. Texas A&M puts both their tight ends in the backfield. They just fill up, get in there behind him. Instead, it's a great job. I could not see who knifed in there for Utah State defensively. That's a heck of an effort by Amari Daniels, who's quietly had some really nice carries, shown some good burst, but he had to fight to get that conversion. Well, they're misaligned defensively.
Neal throws deep. Got Kramer. Touchdown. Texas A&M has some new sports cars at receiver. Super Mario goes 72 yards.
We got Utah State in a blitz, so you've got Kramer running against your safety. He's not winning that foot race. Just not enough horsepower. And a well-placed ball, not just arm strength. How about the deep ball from O'Neill?
Mario Kramer, a freshman from Birmingham, Alabama, last year for Mississippi State, had 3 touchdown catches in 12 games. He has 3 in 2 games for his new team, Texas A&M.
Another Saturday with Saban.
Hey, Coach, I got the latest kit, a smoke alarm.
Good defense needs to adapt.
You know, I used to play a little defense, Coach.
Man, you got to be fast to play defense these days.
Well, I was in middle school.
Get over 25% faster smoke detection with Kidda Smoke Alarms. Available at the Home Depot.
Grab the ladder, Speedy. We got 3 more rooms to go.
During its first year, a humpback calf and its mother are almost inseparable. She lifts her calf to its first breath of air and then protects it on their long journey. One of the most important things you can do is help the next generation. Protect the ones you love with Pacific Life's trusted financial solutions. Talk to a financial professional about life insurance and retirement income with Pacific Life.
Buy one Sonic Smasher and get another free. That's right, buy one hand-smashed Angus beef Sonic Smasher and get another free. It's the dual threat quarterback of burger deals. Buy one, get one free in the Sonic app.
When you're with Amex Platinum, you can go the distance for what you love. And with travel perks like guaranteed 4 p.m. checkout with fine hotels and resorts, you have more time to celebrate. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, Coach!
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Just back is sore. Let's go! Ice. Hot. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy Hot, just so back.
Someday, their little hands won't be so little anymore. Until then, let's escape together, hand in hand, on a Disney cruise.
The 12th man loves it when the 12th man kickoff team comes onto the field. Nothing but walk-ons out there. Pass received at the 3-yard line. Miles Davis.
Wow.
Look at that. Wesley Watson.
What a play. That's a heck of a tackle by Wesley Watson. And Miles Davis, he's no joke. That guy, he's had a heck of a game, heck of a season so far. Wesley Watson came down there and wrapped him up, looked like a calf roper getting down there on kickoff.
Utah State at their own 15. Barnes has gone the whole way, wants to load up and throw, and he got Boyd up at the 35.
Nice route by Brady Boyd. And Barnes, when he'd had time, able to deliver a nice ball. Watch Boyd get underneath. You can see as you try to drive on that, Jared Kerr just late responding from safety.
Barnes sidearm, and in the backfield, it's Brock Lane tackled for a loss on the play.
Jordan Lockhart was all over it.
He sure was. He sure was. Sophomore from Redlands, California. So a shout out to Tommy Colligan, who was the kicker on that kickoff.
That was a nice kick. Put it right on the goal line.
We had to confirm that because he's listed as a linebacker on this roster in front of us.
Seems unlikely.
So I wanted to make sure that was him. Sideline throws, a good one to Jacobs, breaking a tackle, and Javen is in to Texas A&M territory.
Well, that's a tough play. You're asking safety Dalton Brooks. He's covering a ton of ground. Jacobs, who's been good after contact a couple of different times today as a ball carrier, and this time as a receiver.
On the play before the
running on the field is a completed catch. Replay is looking at the spot where he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, the 12th man thought that he was out of bounds before he received the first down.
You saw Dalton Brooks spin down there.
He's tiptoeing over there.
Oh man, there's quite a few candidates.
Right there,
yeah.
The first one.
You can see Coach Mendenhall obviously encouraging Jacobs down the sideline, but he's got to be pleased, I think, with how this third quarter has started. Given the way the first half ended, they came out in the third quarter, started out hot, and were fighting back. What's been the story more than anything is third down conversions. The difficulty of giving Barnes time. They have not converted one time when it's gotten to that third try.
After further review, the runner did step out of bounds at the 36-yard line. It will make it 3rd and 10, Utah State.
Nice catch by the replay booth. Back him up a little bit.
So instead of an 18-yard completion in Texas A&M territory, all the way back to the 36. So instead, that's just a 2-yard completion. 3rd and 10. Barnes incomplete, looking for Pagan. Good coverage by Julio Humphrey.
Transfer from Georgia. New team, new jersey, new name. Good coverage downfield.
It's Julian Humphrey at Georgia last year. Seen a lot of Rico today. And that goes off the side of his foot. 11:47 to go. Texas A&M 44, Utah State 14. Texas A&M going to be 2-0 going to South Bend next week.
Another Saturday with Saban.
Hey, Coach, I got the latest kit of smoke alarm.
Good defense needs to adapt.
You know, I used to play a little defense, Coach.
Man, you got to be fast to play defense these days.
Well, I was in middle school.
Get over 25% faster smoke detection with Kidda Smoke Alarms. Available at the Home Depot.
Grab the ladder, Speedy. We got 3 more rooms to go.
You show up, we show up. Everybody gonna have a good time.
When you're with Amex, the advantage is yours at the U.S. Open. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
This game has gotten out of control. All the money, the unpredictability. It's time we instate a commissioner.
Introducing the commissioner of coverage, the Aflac Duck.
Commish, when health insurance falls short, who pays you cash to help with your medical bills?
Aflac. The commissioner has spoken.
I love that duck.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover with
Aflac,
an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Y'all could ask about it at work.
Why do it? You could give everything you have and still lose. But my question is, what if you don't?
Introducing Taco Bell's $3 steak burritos. From the zesty Chipotle Ranch to the indulgent cheesy melt. We call them rich, but they're just $3. New $3 steak burritos, only at Taco Bell.
And the run right downhill. Price makes a cut, gets the edge. Jadarian Price headed for the pylon. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Handoff. Moss. Touchdown, Aggies. Love. Burst over the middle. Love to the end zone, and the Irish take the lead.
It's next Saturday night, the chance to exact some revenge for Texas A&M after what happened here in College Station last year. Keep in mind, that was Mike Elko's first game as the head coach of the Texas A&M Aggies. Now he's had 15 games after today's game to coach this team and get them ready for South Bend. There's E.J. Smith breaking tackles. Looks like his father wearing number 22 before him and getting up. There's a 38-yard line. Certainly you have to give Notre Dame and Marcus Freeman a lot of credit for coming in here and winning that game last year. Went on to play for the national championship, and watching that game against Miami this past Sunday night, it looks like Marcus Freeman has another college football playoff championship contending team. But don't be surprised if the Aggies are in that conversation too. Smith, that's a first down.
Big hit at the end of that run, bounces right back up. Nice vision, unsurprisingly. Just cut that back. They're trying to run a counter. 2 pullers to the right side of the formation. He just ran right where the pullers came from.
It's uncanny watching him run, isn't it?
Yeah, it is similar, that's for sure.
Jamarian Morrow, here he is. Alyssa talked about it in the open of the broadcast. The freshman from Memphis is on the field.
Boy, the coach is excited about him.
Here he goes. Gets a couple of yards.
I'll tell you what, we talk about burst, and really it's been Amari Daniels a couple times where you see that just suddenness into the hole, but you can see it there. I mean, as soon as Morrow decided to get downhill, couple of pullers again. Texas A&M very active with their offensive front, big bodies that are able to move. But boy, Morrow, he just ignited downhill.
Spinning for a first down inside the 30.
The coach has said, this guy's going to play. We got to find a way. We already talked about the weapons that A&M has at the skill positions, not just out wide, but in the backfield. Get downhill, spins out of a tackle, almost runs away from a second and third.
22 yards for Morrow there. Down to the Utah State 26. O'Neal wants to throw. Nothing's open, so has to take it himself. And good defensive play there by Carl Neesmith.
Some good teach tape on that snap. Opportunity to swing it out tomorrow. Would have been all by himself. Saw Marcel Reed make a similar decision when he was in the lineup. You've got an opportunity to drop it off to your back, especially Morrow after the first couple of carries. That would have been interesting to see what he could do in the open field. Take that check down.
Line of scrimmage pass goes to Keyshawn Johnson. Kelshawn Johnson. Trying to play like Keyshawn Johnson, freshman from Hitchcock, Texas.
You can see us talking with the coaches. They were saying, you know, it's not just the names that we've mentioned repeatedly in this game, but the depth of that wide receiver room. We see now even a whole new offensive front.
On 3rd and 8, O'Neal is blitzed and sacked. John Miller got it. John's played a good game today.
He has. He's been very active in the run support, getting downhill. We've seen some physical shots from number 20. Nice blitz that time to get to O'Neal, defuse that drive.
And this is interesting. Now, Jared Zirkle won the kicking job, but it's Randy Bond that comes onto the field to attempt a 50-yarder. Randy is 8 of 11 from 50+ in his career. Made a 55-yarder at South Carolina last year. And that is hooked to the left. Still 44-14 with 7:45 to go.
Every Sunday night, he can't sleep. But not this Sunday.
When you really need to sleep, ZzzQuil has no equal. Get the deeply restorative sleep you need.
I slept great.
ZzzQuil, not for colds, just for sleep. Really great sleep.
Hello. Can you play in the NFL? No. But with the Old Spice NFL collection, can you smell like you play in the NFL? Yes. I'm the coach now. Old Spice makes you smell powerful enough to throw a touchdown around the planet and back to yourself. Except now the ball is signed by you, and it's worth $1 bajillion. Time out. Listen, is that the smell of other men wearing your name on their backs? George Kittle. Yes. Touchdown. Now you smell like a football man.
Do you own a dishwasher but only use it for storage or as a drying rack? Get better results than hand washing with your dishwasher and Cascade Platinum Plus. Your dishwasher does the work for you with temperatures up to 140 degrees, too hot for hands. Some dishwashers even have a sanitizing cycle. Load pots, pans, and tableware at the bottom with plastic and glassware on top. Cascade Platinum Plus removes visible and invisible residue for virtually spot-free and shiny dishes. Switch to your dishwasher and Cascade Platinum Plus.
Looks like it's prime time, huh?
Dr. Garcia?
Reality checkup! That grimy film on your teeth, it's actually the buildup of plaque bacteria, which can cause cavities in months. And your toothpaste just isn't cutting it.
Most toothpaste quit working in minutes, but the antibacterial fluoride in Crest Pro Health protects for up to 12 hours.
So I can stop cavities before they start.
The #1 toothpaste brand in America. For even more protection, use with Crest Pro Health mouthwash. Crest.
My kids can't hide anything from me.
I'm home.
Especially when they've been using toilet paper that doesn't hold up. Hold it, mister. Here's Charmin Ultra Strong. It cleans better. You can count on it.
Charmin Ultra Strong has a diamond weave texture that's more durable. And it cleans better, so you can use less.
Much better.
Hey, you passed the clean test and your math test.
Oh, yeah.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
SEC Network Football is presented by Allstate. You're in good hands.
Texas A&M up 30 in the battle of the Aggies. Utah State has the football with 7:45 to go here in the fourth quarter. Alyssa Lang, Matt Stinchcomb, and Taylor Zarzer with you. Barnes gets out of there. Bryson will run for a first down. Let's get a studio update from Peter Burns.
Border War has been played since 1891. Plays like this gets everybody fired up. Ahmad Hardy, the transfer, takes it to the house. The extra point was blocked, in Kansas answers with a score as well. 7-6. Fireworks in Como.
Can't imagine what that atmosphere is like. First time in 14 years. As the handoff goes to Jacobs. You know, you had Texas A&M here last year, and you'll have it in Austin this year. And after not having it for over a decade, it got more and more hostile because you play your arch rival.
Yeah, a lot of pent-up angst.
Right. Alyssa could tell you what the Mizzou fans chant at KU, but this is a family show.
I'd like to keep my job.
Jacobs runs it up to the near the 40.
We got a delay. There's a delay
right.
there. Let's drop it.
They have a dump button.
I have something else cool I can tell you guys about. Okay, I've been waiting to get this in, wondering if we get this in. So this Texas A&M defensive line, they have T-shirts that say "Wild Dogs," and I asked Albert Regis where that came from yesterday.
First down run, Jacobs.
He said, well, we want to play like a pack of African wild dogs because of their hunting percentage success rate. He said they can get up to a 90% success rate, which, of course, outperforms cheetahs and lions, which a lot of people like to go lion when it comes to football, comparisons. They hunt in a coordinated pack, silently approach their prey. They get up to about 44 miles an hour and exhaust their target.
Barnes steps up, throws deep, has a man, got it. It's Kahenu Davis. It's going to be first and goal, Utah State. We'll get back to Alyssa's story here, but best ball of the day by Bryson Barnes.
And we've seen a couple on the downfield throws. Bryson Barnes shows deft touch, and once again, able to get behind the Aggie secondary of Texas A&M.
Miles Davis runs it and hits that wall of wild dogs. Damian Sanford on the tackle first. Here's the throw on the play before that. Perfect ball.
Beautiful. We've seen a couple of those. You think about early in the first quarter. He dropped one in, hit Brady Boyd downfield. We've seen him hit Pagan a couple of times as well.
First charge timeout. Texas A&M. 30 seconds.
SEC football final is back tonight with Dari, Chris, and Benjamin. They'll take you through the biggest stories of the day and break down all the SEC games tonight after ULA Mo in Alabama right here on SEC Network and the all-new ESPN app. See how the Wild Dogs do here, Alyssa, on this second and goal.
Yeah, pretty poor timing for that story, but we will continue. So they hunt as a pack. Like I said, 90% success rate. This is the part I thought Stinch would like for some reason. They will chase their prey up to 44 miles an hour. They will deliver repeated bites to the back of the hind legs until the prey is subdued. Then the entire pack efficiently consumes their prey in under 15 minutes. So, you know, bigger predators don't come along and steal it. That's what this defensive line wants to play like this year. A pack of wild dogs that nip at their prey into submission.
I do believe there's a personal foul if they bite Utah State on the back of their legs here.
That's a penalty.
On 2nd and goal. Bryson Barnes, direct snap, and he's hit by the Dogs. Aggies at the 1. There's Landon Rink.
He's fired up. You know, obviously this defense, they're into their depth chart a little bit, but they're seeking a goal line stand. You know, we've seen Utah State with some physical play in short yardage and goal line. They've gotten some wins, 4th down stops. Can the Texas A&M Aggie defense come up with one? They don't have a lot of grass to defend down here.
Davis is deep behind Barnes. 3rd and goal at the 1. Barnes to the right. Touchdown to Davis. You have to like the fight from Bronco Mendenhall's team despite the score.
So glad you brought that up. An interesting play fake to nobody because you end up throwing it to the back and went the opposite direction. It worked out great for Utah State. But you nailed it, Taylor. I mean, Utah State, they came in here, they said, look, you know, we understand where we are, but we're going to play to win. They definitely played tough. And they are continuing to scrap.
Let's go for Dos. Brought to you by Dos Equis. They've done it every time they've scored. Barnes, 2-pointer good to Pagan.
You think about early in the 3rd quarter, in Utah State, it's a 2-possession game. You know, the way they opened up, came out of halftime, came out of the locker room, and they're throwing shots. And come right back down here, able to march it down the field. A couple nice deep balls. When Barnes has had time, he's demonstrated some nice throws.
Well, earlier in the game, one of the big things to remember about this one was what Cassius Howell did on 3 consecutive plays.
First was off play action.
Excelente tacleada, sale lo movimiento de ala cerrada por el aire, presión de los Aggies de nuevo, le cae encima de nuevo, segunda tacleada consecutiva. Excelente, excelente entrada de nuevo. Y el 12-man despierto de nuevo por el aire, presión de los Aggies de nuevo, lo vuelven a taclear de nuevo. Cassius Howell, 3 seguidas, ahora en la yarda 2.
Pedro Luna on the Texas A&M Spanish radio feed there.
He nailed it.
He did. We have reached out to anyone that could help us with this, and nobody knows. You'd have to think somebody had 3 straight sacks in a game somewhere. Jamarian Morrow at the 2. He's got speed up to the 30. Back to the studio and Peter.
Guys, this rivalry between Missouri and Kansas going to be incredible. Bo Pribula scrambling down 1, gets hit. We got a scoop and score. Jayhawks up now 14-6 after the quick touchdown for the Missouri Tigers.
Wow.
DJ Lagway, 19 minutes until he gets going. A lot of success against the Sharks, different against the Bulls, who look great against Boise State in week 1.
Yeah, that's next on SEC Network. In the Swamp, Brady Hart, the freshman from Cocoa Beach, Florida, now in the game at quarterback. And Morrow takes the handoff. Aggies just a timeout or 2 away from victory here. Hart was a consensus 4-star recruit by all the outlets at Cocoa High School down there on the Atlantic coast of Florida. His father, Alex, pitched for the Bears and was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mother Morrow carry, and it'll be 3rd down for Texas A&M.
Strong arms in that household. They're excited about him. Obviously, we've seen now this will be the 3rd different Texas A&M quarterback of the afternoon. Marcel Reed. It was a good performance. You know, he was opportunistic with his legs. Didn't see a lot of design runs for him. Probably ran more than they wanted, or what that man would have wanted. Mike Elko. I don't want to see his starter taking too many shots in the ground game.
And Bronco Mendenhall will use his last timeout on this 3rd and 4.
3rd and final timeout. Utah State. 30 seconds.
Let's take a look at the Saturday MVP brought to you by Sport Clips. Let's go with one of those sports cars. KC Concepcion, 6 catches, 73 yards, 2 touchdowns for Concepcion. They didn't really give him a chance to do anything dynamic in special teams, but he has been everything they thought they would get through 2 games at wide receiver. And he lets the hair out too.
Yeah.
At the end of the game.
The chains, we saw that. The chains were set up. We had a kid walking around the sideline, I think, with his chains. Got the watch on. I doubt if he goes back in with that watch on, that's an aggressive choice. Looks like a very nice watch.
Who was that? Cam Coleman wearing a couple of them last week for Auburn?
You can never have enough.
Over the middle, and Hart tried to get it to Coyote Armstrong, but he wasn't ready for it. 4th down.
How many did Coleman have on?
He had 2.
2? Was it on the same arm or different arms?
Same one.
It seems like that throw your balance off a little bit, right? You think about some of those acrobatic catches. He was able to overcome it. That's great proprioception. Yeah, I think none of this was, Concepcion didn't have it. We would have noticed that chain if he had it on earlier. So definitely, I think the guy they had wearing a lot of his chains, we saw him down there pregame, and we were like, I hope he locked his core, because those things look heavy.
Tyler White off the side of his foot. Wow. Into the stands there. A great punt his first time. He's been outstanding all year. It's a 16-yard punt. Here's the Aggie schedule we're talking about. So you got the Irish in South Bend next week. The whole country will be paying close attention to that. Off week, and then you have Auburn and the other team in maroon and white. Gators come to town. I have all these home games for a lot of road games at the back end of the schedule.
Yeah.
Aggies haven't been to Arkansas in many moons. The game has been played at Jerry's World forever, and I'm sure that people in Fayetteville will be excited to have Mike Elko's team in town in the latter part of the season.
How about those 2 quarterbacks in that game? Yeah. Talk about dynamic quarterback play.
Barnes gone the whole way. Here's Brady Boyd sitting down in that Texas A&M secondary.
But you think it's a good point, Taylor, you know, about the home and away. And last year we saw it. Away games, it impacted the play a lot. I think home field advantage was never bigger than what we saw a season ago.
Slinging it over the middle, incomplete. Flags come in at the end of the play, though. It was Javen Jacobs and Noah McHale.
Pass interference, defense, number 16. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic. 1st down. Everybody's set, okay? Make sure everybody's set. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, a little bit early. They said on McHale.
McHale is a freshman from Laverne, California. Barnes time, and Boyd again with the catch inside the 35 down to the 33. Jared Kerr pushed him out. Should give Boyd the 32. Utah State has no timeouts. Tomorrow they'll call it the 2-minute warning. Today they call it the 2-minute timeout. Near side, another good ball to Boyd. And Boyd's pushed out with 2:04 left in the game. It's a 15-yard completion.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
And we'll take it with them.
Ooh, a timeout! Incoming dishes! Doc! With Dawn Power Wash, he can fly through 99% of grease and grime in half the time.
Oh my Grecian, look at him go!
Yeah, Dawn Power Wash is unique. It absorbs grease with 3 cleaning boosters, removing it 5 times faster.
Ooh, for beak's sake, that was fast.
And Power Wash can replace multiple cleaning products.
Ooh, fumble recovery!
Ooh, those suds got game.
Dawn Power Wash, the better grease getter.
Can I ask a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, we have a dog, but she's little.
Do you have any unlocked guns around the house?
We do have a gun, but it's stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access. Appreciate you asking.
Yeah, of course.
With Kingsford, you can bring some serious flavor to the tailgate. Isn't that right, Reese?
Shh, let them cook. Kingsford Original Charcoal, available at the Home Depot.
New car quality without the new car price. At Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Shop a huge pre-owned selection at both locations. Over 30 pre-owned priced under $20,000. At Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Used cars for any need and budget. We've got it at Huntsville Toyota and Bryan College Station Toyota. Call me first, Harold Hurst. HuntsvilleToyotaPM.com and BCSToyota.com.
This season on Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Yes, college football is back.
Our lives finally have meaning again.
After a really long offseason.
Look, our QB's on the draft slide.
Whoa!
Oh, he's going. To where? Not where he expected.
Everything will be questioned.
What is this place?
Don't they know it's Saturday?
Everything.
College football's changing.
The Dr. Pepper flavors, too.
It's all connected.
Fansville Season 8.
I don't think I've ever seen someone slide so far.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Spend most of my day with it. You're watching SEC football presented by Allstate, that app. What would we do without it? Here is a 1st and 10 for Utah State at the 2-minute timeout. Barnes tries to throw the slant to Boyd, but he was covered up on the play by Bravion Rogers. It'll be 2nd down. Mike Elko, it was demanding that his team finish this football game during that 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, it was evident that the head coach of Texas A&M felt there was a lack of maybe focus and motivation. He fixed that during that 2-minute. Make sure his unit was dialed in.
Barnes flushed out. Throws on the run, but Jacobs was not ready for it. 3rd down.
Well, so far, the defense has responded. You know, after ceding yards, Utah State moved the ball rather easily. Now you see Texas A&M, the defense stiffening here in this red zone possession.
Handoff to Jacobs. Jacobs with flags everywhere, dives and gets the 1st down, but hold on. Utah State committed 11 penalties last week.
Holding, offense number 72. 10-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
And that's penalty number 11 this week.
Gonna wind it.
Yeah, George Miley just, you know, when you see the defenders spin around and they always throw those arms up, you know, they're going to draw attention. easy call. Flags came from everywhere.
Just a reminder, Florida and South Florida will be up in a few minutes on SEC Network. Dave Neal, Fozzie Whitaker, Morgan Uber there in the swamp. Around the corner, drill ball out on the ground. Aggies got it. Sam Mpemba essentially ends the game with that strip sack.
We've seen it today. Just real difficult. Watch this. Mpemba right here on the top of your screen. Watch him just win the edge. Eichhorn's had a tough time at left tackle today versus the Aggie pass rushers. We came into this game thinking, wow, yes, there's areas that need to be improved on this Aggie defense. Some of those remain even today, but pass rush has not proven to be one of them through 2 contests.
Texas A&M improves to 2-0. They're at Notre Dame next Saturday night. Next home game is the last Saturday in September against Auburn. Utah State, meanwhile, falls to 1-1. They host Air Force next Saturday night. They play at Vanderbilt on SEC Network in this same time slot at the end of the month. So 2 SEC games in their last year in the Mountain West before they go to the Pac-12.
Well, it won't result with what they came here intending to do for Utah State. But there's no doubt that Bronco Mendenhall and his staff got these guys headed in the right direction. They did not lay down. There were some physical downs in this one. They got some big stops versus what could be one of the best teams in the country. A&M has some things to clean up, no doubt, especially on the defensive side of the football.
Marcel Reed, 220 yards and 3 touchdowns passing. He had a rushing touchdown as well. The Aggies get over 500 yards of total offense with 7 sacks on defense. And it's their first 2-0 start since 2021 as they get ready to play the Irish next week. Thank you to Matt Stinchko, Melissa Lang, to Adam Coppinger, to everybody up here in the booth too, EJ Hibbler included, for all their hard work today. And before we go, Alyssa's got Coach.
Coach, before we talk about what you make of the game, what can you tell us about Marcel Reed?
That'll be fine.
What did you make of your defense's performance after challenging them before this one?
Yeah, I thought for the most part we played well. Obviously the first drive of the second half wasn't great, but outside of that, I thought we made a big step in terms of what we were trying to do.
Offensively, you wanted to run the football more today, saw some balance. What did you think of your performance there?
Yeah, I thought we played well. I thought we handled our business the way we needed to, and obviously we know we got a big one next week, and it's time to get ready for that.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
44-22 is the final score here in College Station today. Matt, it gets real in South Bend next week.
Yes, it does. Boy, it's going to be a fantastic environment, though. I cannot wait for that matchup. Those 2 fan bases, these 2 teams, Notre Dame and Texas A&M. If it's anything like the last year's, it'll be a great contest.
It wraps it up here in College Station with a 44-22 win for Texas A&M. For Matt Stinchko, Melissa Lang, and our entire crew, I'm Taylor Zarzer saying so long. Let's send you to the swamp in Gainesville. Dave Neal, Fozzie Whitaker, and Morgan Uber for Florida and South Florida.